Howdy, folks. Welcome to Adventures in Alberon, Courts of Everest. I'm Joe Treff, your DM this evening, and joining me are my friends Matt, Vincent, Tina, Kara, Hannah, and Alana. We don't have small Tina with us today, but we are a full table, and for that we're grateful.
And Tina can sit down whenever she wants.
Yeah, that's true. I know.
Small Tina is cute, but she is very distracting, mostly to Tina.
So you will see and hear Tina today. But a couple of announcements before we play D&D. First, let me switch from our Campaign 1 music to our Campaign 2 music. Okay. Last night we played Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. That was a ghostly adventure aboard the Directive Zero in the Drift, which is basically hyperspace and Starfinder. And so you can see that when it re-airs on our YouTube at Alberon RPG on Sunday, followed by this. We are at Alberon RPG on Instagram, where you can see the different things that are on our table. Right now, it is chicken tendies and some miniatures. But
We like to lean into stereotypes, you know?
yeah, all the candy's on the other side. You can't see it. But we also sometimes have encounter maps and things like that. And you can see them in greater detail at Alberon RPG. We are going to, at some point in the future, be airing a recently played one-shot called Ace of Roses, which was a reality game show. It's a Starfinder one-shot unlike anything that you've ever seen, and it actually was a tremendous amount of fun to play. When that is going to air... Oh, actually, I already know when it's going to air. Coming to you February 14th, 2025.
Perfect.
A special Valentine's Day adventure will be Ace of Roses. Olive is the game master for that game. We have a whole bunch of guests that join us, so you can see that. There'll be more details as we get closer. We also have coming up much closer than that in October 24th and October 25th, Humblewood, the Heart of Takao, which has been run by Hannah.
Yeah.
Is a two-part adventure that sees a group of cute little animal adventurers make their way to a place within a forest to have an adventure. That's all I'm going to say about that. And you will be able to see... Well...
So cute.
Yeah, it's very, very cute. You'll be able to see, I don't think I posted any pictures. I think I was pretty good about it. I did.
Oh no, I said okay.
Okay, yeah. On the Instagram and everything, I tried not to post anything so I can't when it's actually like going to play. Mm-hmm. But that week in October, you'll be able to see some pictures, and then you'll be able to see the two-part adventure. Hannah ran it; it was fantastic. There's all kinds of amazing maps and amazing minis, and Lana helped us with the miniatures. So that will be October 24th and 25th. And the what?
And the maps. She printed
and
all
the
the
maps.
maps.
Yeah, and the maps. Oh, the maps are beautiful.
Kept sending her stuff to print out her job.
Support your local libraries.
So thank you.
Not a sponsor, but
we sponsor them.
Yeah. Sponsor them.
And then in December, we are going to be playing Axe, Wolf, and Woe, an original one-shot that is going to be taking place just after the events of our first campaign. It is going to be featuring Brenna, who is going to be a level 18 barbarian.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a number of people who are joining us who came from the first campaign. There will be some new characters joining us, some new players joining us as well. And so that is going to be in December. And then finally, in January, we're going to be playing Fallout Black Heart of Texas, which is an original adventure set in Texas shortly after the events of Fallout 4. We are going to be starting in the settlement of Bliss, Texas, and going along from there at the behest of the Ghoul Baron. And so you can see that when we air it sometime after January. But that is all the announcements that I have for this week. And so it's time for this week's session of Courts of Everest.
over in the corner.
Wandering Hearts. Last we played, you breached the Foundry of Vindication and assaulted the massive infernal engine beyond, hoping to free Lormar and the 14 other captives from the tubes of venom they were being slow-dripped poison from. Ori refused to enter the portal and stood guard on the other side. Minka, your heart racing and mind blank with panic, seeing the elder of your collective, Lormar, being so close to death, took to the sky and pulled the earth itself up to smash the machinery that distributes venom throughout the room. Unfortunately, the lack of resistance from the other tubes caused the differential pump to force gallons of poison into Lormar's ancient body, literally exploding his head, killing him instantly.
I never studied physics.
The infernal engine breathed scalding soul breath across the floor in an effort to ward off your attack, killing several of the prisoners and burning them to ash. Valis, you face-stepped to the wall of stone and boxed yourself in with the demon and the infernal engine, which found itself stuck. Valis, you unleashed smites into the infernal being, who in turn tried to punish you with esoteric vengeance. But with help from Minka and Alina, you laid them to rest. At least for now. Billy, you used Eldritch Blast to pull the forge foe out from its cauldron, forcing it to turn and struggle back. Each turn, its insides being pulled out as it has to surge up across the stone. But finding the infernal engine blocked off by the wall of stone and other members who might bring you further, having already exceeded the boundaries of your land-based grasp. You okay?
There's a fly.
Gotcha. You instead turn to help the people who are embedded with these venom distributors.
It's fine.
Alina, you provided support against the engine, but with your spells splashing off the armor, you turned to rescue some of the captives following Billy's lead. And Cheshire, you healed those who fell before banishing the fireball-throwing forge foe with a single spell, ending its centuries of servitude in this place. It was Minka's wall of stone that ultimately made the difference in a number of ways. But the infernal engine, free of its master, primitively bashed itself to bits along the jagged rocks, allowing all of you to collect the survivors, mourn the fallen, and Alina made sure to take a piece of one of them with him.
Just in case.
While the party rested, Alina drew a teleportation circle and sent the rest of the survivors back to the Enclave. Mm-hmm. You then fled this wretched place to the caverns of the Goblin, off the Goblin map to the north, going beyond any place in the Underdark that you had been to before. Behind you as you left, you saw a host of goblins led by a larger infernal creature making their way towards you from the tower that is your current destination. But you traveled away to the north and rested, finding a place off the beaten path, many of you nearing exhaustion, and had a remarkably safe night. In the morning, you debated what you knew and decided that your best bet would be to travel further north and then wrap back around to the goblin town of Grungabunga, where you would sneak, snoop, suggest, or savage your way through. So, Wandering Hearts, as you turn to the north and begin to travel, that is where we begin this evening.
We got the map behind you.
So we're going up.
Yeah. Everybody make the noises that you were holding
Gone
back
up
now that the
around this.
Let me get my tambourine out.
Real quick.
We're going up this way and around.
yes.
So we're like somewhere around here.
Yeah. We rested like up here.
Oh,
and
by
then we came.
Jada.
No, we passed
That's the
by
Jada.
and
yeah.
went past here and then. And
Oh,
kept
so we're
around.
off map.
We were, and now
Oh.
we're like
Ish.
here, and we're turning this way, going that way
Yeah, I'm gonna bump it.
into Grungabunga.
So, point of clarification. You are. Let me be nice and invite. Let me invite you with us.
The map and the tenders.
Come on in.
So you all were at the stocks. You left and you went north.
Yeah.
You went up and up and up. You are currently somewhere around here.
Oh,
So you will be
I thought we were
traveling
closer.
to the
Oh,
from this true sort of like rear region.
okay, so we're coming here.
Yes, and then from there you can, if you wish, opt to go left or opt to go right and then go through Grungabunga. You could, in theory, actually bypass that entirely and then come in from up here. You don't really know how that territory
Because
lies.
it's off the map.
All that you do know is coming in from the north. There is a toxic fog.
Wait, huh?
You had seen it coming in off before you had crossed the gully. There was a place where it was so thick that it actually, there was a place where it was so thick. And so you imagine, like, where you are coming up, you can see it, like, as a literal cloud moving along the gully over top. It doesn't wash over to where you are, although you do get whiffs of this gas from here. But you can see where it kind of billows off and into that field where you had considered going through before eventually kind of leaving. Here,
That camera was just
I'll make it less distracting.
partying.
It's okay.
Okay. All right.
doesn't-
So do we know for certain that this is where we're going? Like, do we know that we've looped around
Ori
here?
would know relative to where we are, probably, right? With my ability to stay on track.
Yeah, I lost my laser pointer, but there is a. You know that you're traveling north, and so you do need to continue to make your way like northeast to get back. And you will be able to tell once you've looped back around. You don't know what the topography looks like. I mean, it could be a dead end where there's no way to go.
Right.
But looking at the map, and again, goblins,
Right.
not the best map makers.
Right.
But it does look like there's several places where it connects from the north.
And the path that we've taken, I can get us back at least. Well, the parts that aren't fucked.
We'll be fine.
Unfortunately, even though Minka is from this place, last session we learned that Minka was not terribly familiar with the area. And so you aren't so familiar with what might lie beyond here.
Well, if we do get spat out here, we'll be right on top of the runes where devils have been getting summoned with sacrifices. So that'll be fun. Yeah.
What I would call fun.
Well, I mean, if there's actual devils there right now, maybe it wouldn't be fun. But if it's just runes, that would be really valuable to study, and maybe it would, just taking a quick glance would help us figure out how to, information is free, okay, Ori? And
It's going to aid us in becoming the Goblin King.
yeah, exactly. I'm just saying we're passing through. I'm not saying we're going to sacrifice anybody. That was a bad idea. I acknowledge that.
Also,
We're
we
not.
can figure out if there has been any recent sacrifices to get an idea of what the current devil population is.
That's a
Maybe.
good point.
At least if there's like fresh blood or something, then we know that we are more likely to be seeing reinforcements than less.
We saw reinforcements, right?
I don't know how I feel about that actually, now that I think about it further.
Well, I just think that if we approach it and there's nobody there, it would be useful to go in and just look at it. But if there are bad guys there, we can avoid them. I'm happy to avoid bad guys.
It's easier to avoid them by just not going.
How familiar is Rez with this kind of magic? Like, if he saw it, would he know what it was? Or
Rez?
Yeah, no, sure.
Okay, telepathically, I'm like, okay, but really?
I mean, it's kind of advanced stuff. Like, not every devil knows this kind of stuff, but, like, I'd probably be able to tell you, probably. Like 50-50.
Okay.
Insight.
You can't hear the
No,
stuff.
this part's like
Damn.
secret. Okay, I mean, we could always.
You can't hear it, but you know he's lying.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but it's probably a lie.
He does smell hells. I mean, we could always. Okay. Maybe you're right, Ori, but we could always just send Rez over there to take a peek while we continue on.
I'm a little bit confused. What are we discussing right now?
Whether or not to come to these runes or whether to bypass them and just go straight
look.
to Grungabunga.
Why don't we just...
We don't know if there's going to be another way to Grungabunga if we pass the runes, so we should take the simplest and most known route that we can see. So if we see a route that goes through, we should just take it, because we don't know what else is in this undrawn
That's true.
area.
it's also very easy to get turned around down here. We don't want to get too far off track. Okay, let's go.
So who's leading the way?
Alina's gonna be like, okay, well, if no one is opposed to this, I guess. And she's gonna start walking.
So, Alina, you begin to walk, and pretty quickly, there is a chance for you to choose between two paths. You can see in front of you, the flat ground gives way to a pillar of stone that rises up and then widens and becomes the exterior wall of 2 different caverns. One is a narrow path, and narrow being relative, it's probably about 30 feet wide in most places, but off to the left, just this bottomless chasm. And here, the fog a little bit less intense. Off to the right, where you imagine would wrap around closer to your destination, this is where all of this kind of acidic fog seems to be coming from. And acidic, you can see the stone is like pitted and marked from the higher points here. Minka, you know that this is volcanic in nature, for sure. But actually, Minka, you could make a nature check.
Okay. How are we rolling today? Hey!
Nice.
Pretty nice. It's a 14.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait. 24.
Good God.
I have math. I have it.
Do you suddenly have a 1 in wisdom?
No, I have had a long day.
Oh, we got you. Don't worry.
So, Minka, you blink the sleep out of your eyes and look around. It's 5 in the morning. And so as you look around, you can see you are in, now you can see like a place where a lava tube has kind of collided and then fractured. And so it meets with stone that is natural in places, but this is largely, you would imagine, some kind of basalt. And in the cavern off to the right, you can see the cloud obscures the top of it. It's at least 50, 60 feet up, but it's probably much higher. You can feel and hear wind coming from there, and the way it whips around above, you hear echoes. Off to the left, it seems a little bit more. It seems a little bit more narrow. Somebody's gonna get this fly.
It's making me crazy. I'm trying so hard to focus.
It's just a little.
You
fruit
also
fly.
know,
It'll
based
die
on that
like a
information, that there is this gas is sulfuric in nature, and in fact, it's probably quite acidic. And beyond just being hard to breathe, this would actually actively corrode as you were to go through. Now, as you visualize it with the 24, you can see you could all right now walk straight in and will be under the most harmful part of the gas. But if you get to a place where it rises in elevation, kind of pinches up, you may need to start thinking about ways to make through. Or you could walk along the chasm, but that goes almost due north. And for most of you, I would say almost all of you, that doesn't seem to be the way that will lead you the most directly back to Grangabanga.
I'm so sorry. Which direction is north on this map?
So north is, yeah.
Off map.
That way.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
And so, Minka, with the 24, you also note sulfuric acid shouldn't dissolve stone, especially not volcanic stone. But there's just this little crumbly bits that are in the corners and nooks and crannies of this place. And you would need to get closer to investigate, but something you clock that is not entirely natural. Or at least not, there's something weird to that. But that is what you know.
Okay. Okay, good news, bad news time. Good news is that we can probably go this way and probably not get volcanic gassed.
I would call that neutral news at best.
Is that gas is very toxic.
That
I
is
would
bad.
not recommend breathing it, but also it might damage some stuff, including
Like us?
yes, eyes probably, potentially metal, depending on the exposure amounts. Also, it's dissolving something in the wall, but it shouldn't be. I'm just gonna go take a look. Excuse me. She's gonna take a deep breath and hold it and just walk towards the wall and see if she can like get a closer look to see like if she can
Okay.
figure out what it is, what's dissolving.
I mentioned I hate caves?
So, Minka, you walk in,
Help
you hold your
Minka.
breath. Okay, you walk in as well.
Minka, it's just
Or as you follow Minka in for the first 5 steps, immediately as you breathe in, it feels like you're eating something spicy. It doesn't like burn you, but you back away a little bit. It's like really high capsaicin content almost.
maybe wait just one moment, just wait, because I feel like maybe you should just slow down for a bit. You know, you don't want to. Don't go too far. Just right there. Yeah. And keep an eye on.
Okay. So Minka, you walk off, and as you get a little closer, you can feel it on your skin. It is not yet dangerous enough, but you can see ahead. There are places where it gets pretty heavy. And you might be able to navigate through the thicker clouds, but it's strange that there are almost like pockets of it here and there. But you make your way forward into a place where you can see elements of this dust. And you can see there are, with that nature check, there are two elements to it. The first is there is certainly granular basalt. And when you look at the way that the wall is corroded, it's not just from the acid, there's a mechanical element to it. Like something blasted it away with great intensity, either over a long period of time or through long wear and tear. But it's almost like friction dust from the basalt. And then there's an element to it that's way softer. If you sort of tap your foot into it, parts of it stand out like basalt, but parts of it stick down like flour almost, or meal, maybe bone meal, a little bit closer.
So, I'm just gonna like think about that for a second and think about the unusual like volcanicness of the area and try to and just be like and start walking back. But as she does, she's also thinking about like the walls that would collapse in from the other time we were deep underground in the Underdark, squishy walls, and be like,
Yeah, you look around and with your previous nature check, you see a lot of natural stone. You don't see a lot of things that look like they shift or move against each other. In fact, I would say, Minka, you recognize, again, these are two collided like lava tubes. And so these are like one stone structure. There's almost no real place for stuff to move here. Yeah, hard to tell.
So as Minka gets back, she's gonna be like, okay, more news. There was some kind of, so definitely something's been like scraping the walls. Because like there was like ground basalt and like sulfuric acid generally, not acid, just sulfuric air, I guess. Doesn't normally like interact with basalt. Basalt's usually pretty non-reactive in that way. But there's also like bone meal.
That is just pure curiosity. Who has a passive above 25?
Is this gonna be a terrible thing?
Or you
Information is free.
Cursed with my prescience.
through your boots in the bottoms of your feet, just barely, you feel a vibration. And it's so
This is a toxic
Dull.
fume chute that's gonna be erupting with toxic gas. Okay, yeah, no, good. Continue, please.
that you can barely feel it.
I was gonna guess a big worm.
Something living in the tunnel.
Yeah, because we know that
I
there's
think we need to.
a creature down
We
here.
need to go away. Not this way. A different way. Like now, quickly.
Okay. But there's more like pockets that are grosser in here.
Right. I think there's something very bad coming.
There's lots of bad
No,
coming.
like
from behind
more
us, and we should
immediately.
face it?
Why don't we
like
walk and
should-
talk?
Yeah, let's
Walk
go.
and talk?
Let's go somewhere else.
What kind of bad?
I don't know, and I don't really care.
Let's
it's
go.
gonna be bad, I think.
Let's, Alina is moving
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Which way are we moving?
Get out of here.
Toward the not fog.
Okay.
Okay.
You walk along the chasm, and this is heading further north. You kind of leave the fog behind you, and as you can see ahead, this is a long ledge that looks to be about 30 feet wide in most places, but here and there it does get narrower, does get wider, and there are places that form almost like these plateaus that crop out about 60, 70 feet out over the chasm, and if you wished, you could walk over and just stand at a point that is just surrounded by darkness. Although there, the wind is kind of by, and it doesn't feel the most secure. You can't see the other side from here. Even you, Alina, with your superior dark vision, it is too far across. It is just like you stand on the edge of nothing. And you can see, how far ahead in the dark?
120 feet.
120 feet, the wall just goes straight down. It is, like, here and there, a little irregular, but this is a lava tube. It is a single unbroken structure.
Okay, can we... Oh god, okay.
So we had a chance to go right, but it was foggy and bad, so we decided to keep going north. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Just
I
for
would
a
say
second.
make a perception check, Alina. You have the best vision here.
Well, Rez also has good vision, I'm just saying. But that's gonna be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. With the dirty 20, you can see off in the corner on the right-hand side, up against the wall, wedged amongst some boulders, there is a dried out, and I would say you have enough experience with goblins to know that it is probably a goblin-sized, like, scimitar that has been bent at an almost 90-degree angle between the stones, just kind of sticking out. And somebody else has been this way. But that's right at like 120 feet. You can barely see it, and even then, just because of your check.
Rez, can you fly out there and just see more?
Yeah.
Is this like enclosed? It's not enclosed. It's like
From the way that the wind blows and the echoes that you can hear, you can tell that you are in a massive cavern, which is a tube-like space. And I would say you, Minka, visualizing what you know lava tubes look like, but imagine it's one huge tube that is sitting somewhere in the order of 300 to 400 feet wide or across. It encompasses the entirety of the chasm in between the two walls of it, and then is kind of like a half circle over top. You have Rez go out in front.
Yeah, just to see if we, like, to the edge of the 120 feet so we can get 120 more feet.
No problem.
Yeah.
So it goes out, and as Rez approaches, Rez can see there is a place where a few stones have fallen down. Although, for Rez, make an investigation check. Rez gets over here.
Investigation? Sorry. He's not good at that. 17.
All right. He's like, all right, Alina, I'm here to investigate. He gets in, and you can see there's this bent little scimitar, but if you look through Rez's eyes, you can see there are, like, bits of, like, it almost looks like leather goblin armor, and their armor is so poor quality it could quite easily be, but you recognize it's probably more like skin. Just dry and, like, in places stiff, and it sticks out at angles from the rock itself. And Rez just kind of says, it's a body.
Yeah. Does it appear to be... Is it possible that these are the effects of the fog, like the toxic fog? Like, Hannah doesn't know, but can Alina figure it out?
Make a nature check.
it's like
That's a spicy 7.
No idea. So, like, tube like this.
yeah.
This is one side of the kind of pathway, and then
Yes.
this is the other side, chasm in the middle.
Right.
And then this goblin is up against the wall between the pathway and, like, the wall that you guys are up against.
But it's like sticking like perpendicularly out, or is it kind of like out and like crushed to the one side?
Yeah, kind of out and crushed to the one side.
Okay.
Does Rez see anything further forward, like across?
It seems to be getting a little wider the further that you go.
All right, come on back, buddy.
And here and there, it looks like, I would say with Rez's investigation check, he can see one single long drag mark through the little bits of dirt and dust that kind of exist here.
Okay.
And there's some pattern to the way that the dust falls on here, but it's hard to really tell. I would say with the nature check, no idea.
How high is the ceiling?
You can't see it.
Okay.
I would estimate 700 feet.
How much?
Probably a couple hundred feet.
Okay.
I do
Well, it's
think that
definitely
there
grade
is a large worm of some kind in here. Also,
Well, we
we're
know
really
that
getting
there's-
off track in where we want to go. Can
I was
we
about to ask, do we have an objective at the moment?
Bunga bunga.
go to Grangabunga so that we
Dare
can...
I ask why?
Because, so, like, she whips out the map and she's like, okay, so we were here. If we went back this way, there were a bunch of bad guys, but we're trying to get to the fortress. So,
Were there a bunch of bad guys?
yeah, but the bad guys we're looking for. And so we decided to go through Grangabunga so we could come out the back.
I mean the semantics. I just mean...
Did Alina describe the goblin
Yes. Yeah, she's like, there's like a dead,
and the marks?
gross, desiccated goblin. And yeah, there's marks. It's a worm, guys. It's a big
We're heading
worm.
into the fortress for 2 reasons.
Right, I understand. We need to head into the fortress,
So-
but I'm asking why now are we going to continue north in an area where there is clearly danger wherever we go?
So Minka's gonna hear we're in a lava tube.
Yep.
Previous lava tubes were taken over by the devils and being used as like pathways. the crushed goblin sounds like it was crushed by a huge amount of force in something coming very quickly in one direction to kind of bend and do that to it.
Perhaps.
Hearing about the marks on the floor, it sounds almost like something swaying, dragged. Like would something like swinging down make any sense? Because we've encountered quite a few traps.
So how are you going to try to determine that? Are you going over closer to look? Are you just using your knowledge of like physics?
Which we have established is not great.
Magic.
Okay,
Magic is why we are here.
wait. There's a ton of traps down here, aren't there? Normally, by the other twos, we came across a whole bunch of things, including like the side of pain or whatever the heck that was. What are the chances that that's not a worm, but like a booby trapped bad zone?
So, I mean, I agree with Ori. We turned around and got out of Dodge because that was spooky, but there's going to be spookiness no matter where we go, and I want to keep going toward our destination.
And in theory, if we can move the gas, we could get it away from us.
Can you move the gas?
That's a great question.
I can make more.
More gas?
Yeah,
Look,
we could just dilute
we
it
saw-
by having more gas.
Reinforcements go by.
Yeah. No, but they were over here.
I cannot move the gas. The only thing I could do would probably make it worse.
Look, I know this is my
So
go-to
both
move, but
Minka
we
and
could,
Cheshire on the same page.
Would you like?
we could go in my ring. I know I always suggest it, but like it is a possibility. Rez is little, he can fly under where the gas is.
What do you call it?
No offense, but I don't.
Okay.
Never mind.
It's the gas.
Can I say
I
it?
know.
Would we have any idea if the gas is flammable?
With your previous nature check, which is 23,
24.
24, sulfuric acid is not flammable, not in that kind of concentration.
Right.
Really what you're looking at in terms of danger is, as you said, it will rust any non-magic, non-noble metal.
Yep.
It will probably do damage if you get into a concentration of it, as long as you are staying in it.
Yeah.
So as you move through it, it's like you are moving through continual damage, so
Yep.
it can get quite bad.
Yep.
So if we run really fast,
And then would she know about whether or not water in that area would cause a real bad time?
It wouldn't. So when you say real bad time, it's not going to cause a real bad time like it would if you were to add it to like a more like sodium based gas.
Right.
It's not gonna, it won't break it down.
Right. But would it create acid rain?
Oh, I see what you're trying
Yeah.
to do. Make another nature check. You look at these pockets of fog, and the way that they sit and rest is kind of odd.
21.
21. So as you consider this, Ori, again in the earth, you feel a rumble. Off and behind and to the right through the wall, coming from the direction of that other cavern. Yeah. But you think about those places, you said 21? And yes, that would absolutely neutralize this. But the fact that these are pockets would suggest that there is something creating them. And if you don't...
Like a vent or something.
Something
Or
like that.
like Alana knows this more than Minka does, but like different gases have different density. And could that also displace something?
That also could, absolutely. Yeah. So using a higher density gas on top of it could force it through pressure to it
be
would go
weird.
somewhere. And that's something to think about. You know, all
Yeah.
tubes are connected. You're into the Underdark, and that would be interesting.
Have we not learned our lesson about tubes?
Listen,
So
Those are both very interesting options. But I will say with that check, you do get the sense that where these pockets of more dense gas are, there are fissures or vents that are kind of releasing the gas. Further on, there is a much larger source. And that seems to be where the bulk of this comes from, overhead especially.
has Ori mentioned that its ground is rumbling?
that's what I was about to
Okay.
get to. The rumbling, does it sound like it's getting closer based on, or I guess we'd moved, so does it sound about the same as the last time?
Make a
Which would
nature,
mean
make a
it was
survival check.
closer, and also We know that there's some dragon activity down here, right?
Ish.
There's rumblings
It's a spooter dragon.
of dragon
Oh,
spider.
you see, my brain
Yeah.
went towards a more natural cause of the rumbling.
What am I doing? Survival?
Like we're gonna get crushed in this tunnel or lava tube.
I'm just worried about the activity levels of the volcano considering
Survival.
towards the jail.
Dirty 20.
Any
Dirty 20.
ground attacks.
With a dirty 20, it feels like the rumbling is no further away than it was before. It's no closer. It stayed about wherever it was, deep, deep in the ground. It might be a little stronger.
Whatever the source is, it seems to be activating.
Did Billy live close enough to a volcano to be familiar with the sensation of volcanic buildup?
We were in a volcano.
This isn't.
How old is Billy?
For a while.
We've never discussed how old Billy is.
How old is Billy?
Yes.
Actually,
Billy doesn't know. Billy doesn't know what her birthday is.
Okay.
Yes.
Last time that the only volcano close to Billy erupted, and again, across sort of an ocean, so like you could see this. It's not like a great distance, so like from where you were, you'd be able to visualize it. But there was a volcanic eruption about 17 years ago, and that was too far away to feel for you. So I would say not really any context. I would say though, Billy, at disadvantage, make a nature check.
Hey, a chance is a chance. Take it.
Does this feel like, I mean, I know it's not much to go off of, but given all of the context that we've gathered, does this feel like there's some sort of natural element that is the source of this, or does it lean more towards a creature like a spider dragon or something of large size? And
Are you trying to lean into your knowledge of more natural things or your knowledge of more like physical things?
I think in this instance, because I'm going mostly based off of the rumbling and stuff, and then other people's
Make a survival
insight.
check.
Yeah.
So remind me again.
16.
16. So with a 16, you think about your background, and there's something that where you are, because of the way that organic matter decomposes and dies and then rises back up, there are these releases of gases, and there's something to that is kind of queuing at your mind, but 16 is too low to really get more.
Another
Feels like
mix
swamp
at
gas.
this point.
Stinky worm farts. Right,
Maybe
but we gotta
it's
pick a
what are we
definitely
doing
Yeah,
right
can-
now? Are
can
we just
we-
standing around and talking?
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
With a
and-
21, it feels natural.
All right, so it seems like there's a decision we need to make. We either press forward north or we backtrack to get back to the fortress.
I vote we go back.
I also vote backtrack.
Backtrack? All right. Let's backtrack.
Tash?
Cheshire would like to be sneaky.
Okay, I can still check.
I've been here the whole time.
Are we going through the gas?
24.
I think that's the choice.
So you backtrack.
Oh, hold on.
No, not through
No.
the gas.
I don't think
No,
it's a good idea
back
to
to
go
the-
the
not-
gas.
Back to the fortress.
Oh, yeah, I vote for
Just
that.
go back. Go back
I
this
vote
way.
we just go
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the way back. Why are we?
For what it's
I
worth,
think
just
you're
at
right.
this moment, you feel a particularly loud rumble. All of you can feel this in your... Well, everybody is above a 15 passive perception.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No.
Probably.
Wait, what?
Alina, you're clueless as to what is
Did you-
happening here,
you
but
all
the rest
heard
of you
that,
can feel
right? You felt that, right?
plain as day, a rumble in the ground and the walls. And Alina, you're just kind of like watching, looking around for Rez, like trying to figure out where Rez is flying.
And where did Cheshire go?
It's okay. Alana just thought of this. Chances of a giant war machine.
Oof. Actually.
I mean, there are plenty of chances of all of these things happening down here, which
You
is
know
why I
they're
think
making infernal machines.
I would prefer to
Didn't
just
make
not
his head.
stand
How
here.
do we know that wasn't
I start
the
talking-
war
I'm
machine?
walking
The soul
south.
machine.
I'm walking back towards the.
I start walking back.
Yeah,
Towards the
looping around.
Begin to walk
original path,
following Ori now along the way.
Yes.
and I'm gonna go stealthily enough to not lose the rest of the group, but
Okay.
like going ahead enough that I can be sneaky, so that if there's anything, I will see it before we all run into it.
Okay.
How far ahead is that?
Like 30 feet.
So are you rolling a stealth check or not? Because
I'm
you-
rolling a stealth
Okay.
check, yeah,
So then,
yeah.
just so you know, if, like The way that it works.
Yeah, I guess I'm rolling.
Can I, like, just keep eyes on him?
Yeah.
'Cause my eyesight's so good.
You could try.
Maybe I'll be able to keep track of him.
It's not too high. 19.
19? Okay.
Alright, can we get a quick head count?
So your lowest passive perception person keeps an eye on your stealthy rogue.
What's your passive?
19.
24.
Uh-oh. What? For Cheshire.
You're just dropping like flies. No Cheshire, no Ori.
Your head. I'm
You
here.
just
We can just keep walking.
Okay, it's fine.
I mean, she's always off somewhere. She'll catch up.
Point, but you don't see me.
Or as you are leading the group,
I'm a passive
you kind
19.
of make your way around. You can kind of hear a few of your compatriots behind you. But as you get to the place, you look overhead and the poison fog is gone. There's trace amounts of it still just kind of wisping out along the top, but it looks almost entirely clear. And as you reach the actual tunnel and turn to look to the sort of northeasterly path, you can see almost none of it. There are still traces of it now. I would say almost all of you can see here and there are fissures in the rock where this the little traces of it still kind of seep out, but largely, and here and there I would say you can see it seems to almost just be vanishing.
So this is like an exhaust. It has burst out and is now
With
like,
your previous
cleared
nature
back.
check, or make a nature check.
I mean, it's either out or in somewhere else.
Right, or it got.
Do we all just hear
Natural 20.
whisper throughout the caverns?
It is
Goes
being
gently.
retracted into the earth. You feel as if somewhere else a pressure has been reached that is causing a massive pressure shift somewhere in the system. And so where this gas was kind of oozing out before, it is now being pulled in as it is being expelled out elsewhere.
So it's almost
That
like-
rumbling was probably that building of pressure. And after a certain number of times, it probably released.
But it's a natural occurrence.
Correct.
Okay.
You've
So
heard
it's
of
like-
geysers. And,
yeah,
and this
so-
is very much how they work on a,
Right.
except just turned horizontally.
Right. Okay.
So
So
it seems like this path is now open. Should we run through it, or do we still want to head back
we
on our
don't
current course?
know how long. It's.
Okay, whatever we do, we just kind of.
We should keep moving. I don't. It's.
I keep moving.
Because
I
wherever,
also
wherever it releases, it will be like a. You saw how much gas was there. It was coming out
It's-
and billowing
you
out.
donezo.
It's
You
like
donezo.
it's like a storm.
Uncomfy.
You donezo.
So where are you guys going?
Back south towards just going
Basically just
where
back to
we.
the jail.
No, back to the tower. We're just going.
We were never at
No,
the
no,
jail.
we were never there.
I know, but we're going past. We're not going.
Well, we have to go.
We'll literally have to walk by it
Yeah, you'll literally have to walk pretty much underneath the jail.
if we're retracing our
All right, we're doing it.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, we can't avoid it.
I think
Unless-
that's like kind of the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I think you asked earlier, no one answered this, but the way we decided to go north because a host with some demon was headed this way, so that's why we wanted to avoid them because we were not in a position to fight.
And
Right,
we think
this-
there were some checks that happened that indicated that maybe they were looking for us, or someone was looking for us, but they didn't find us.
So, do we want the sneakies?
I got that. That's why. Never mind.
No, it's okay.
It's
If you got that, then why did you ask?
because what I would have said is that if we know that they're coming and they're going to be gone, we should take that opportunity.
We
to
don't
go.
know.
We don't
They're
know
going
that
to be
they're gone.
gone.
But it's
So who's
it's,
leading this group?
I'm going.
Do
Still.
we?
Yeah.
Do we want the sneakies?
like there's gonna be.
I would
I
like to
was
see-
sneaking, but I'm at a 19,
Horrible
so
thought
I'm
that
still
way, or-
talking.
Yeah, no.
All right. So, are we sneaking? Or are we
We
just
should sneak.
I'm sneaking. Is this
Okay.
a natural place?
We should attempt to sneak.
Okay.
is.
If we are
Hell yeah.
attempting to sneak,
wild
I would
place.
like to cast the sneaky spell.
Sneaky spellcast.
cast
Pass without
the
a
sneaky
trace.
spell.
Plus 10, yes.
Plus 10.
Thank God.
31.
Shall we re-roll?
It's foregone, just in different ways.
Shall we re-roll or take the
I mean,
19 from?
You know, it
You
didn't
can
get in
roll.
your tower.
This is kind of a group stealth check.
All right, there we
I
go.
suppose I have to roll this again to add the
Yeah, I just
we would
re-rolled.
like to be
I just
part of the
re-rolled.
cast,
So
yes.
spooky. That's fine.
it's a group. It's a group effort.
How gone are you?
37.
Hey,
that point
what
pass without trace?
What about you, Val?
37s.
26.
Hey, wow, not bad on that side of the table.
18.
Good path. Okay.
31.
Okay.
20. 8.
Okay. All
Guys?
around.
Sneaky.
Minka, as
We're all
you
here.
cast
Shut up.
Pass Without a Trace. Though Billy can't stop talking, you are all quaking.
No, everyone's stealth above my passive perception, so Billy's just like, guys.
Alina too, technically. But as you are sneaking as a group now,
Where am I?
you're all vaguely aware of where each other are. You are moving as a group, and so though you're not directly aware, you wouldn't be able to cast a spell like on a snap at somebody that you needed to see a location for. You are all traveling together. You make your way along the caverns here, and I would say for you, or you hear the sound of voices first, little goblin voices off in the distance, but then you could hear another voice much louder above that. Then you can just hear them bark out. You don't speak Infernal. Who speaks Infernal or understands all languages?
I think I have Draconic.
I can never remember whether Rez.
I can read their lips if I can
Rez-
see them.
Oh, Rez can understand.
That's-
I don't think that helps if you don't know the language.
Rez speaks Infernal.
Anybody else?
It's like the.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Like the
So, Alina, you got this like telephone through Rez, who like pays attention and just like, well, make a perception check for Rez, or you can hear this.
Oh, buddy.
Nope. 4.
He's saying something about biscuits.
Management?
But or you can hear the infernal sounds a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more derogatory than anything that might be biscuit related.
There's some chatter up ahead.
Rez
Sounds
says they're
Chowder?
okay. I think maybe Rez can't hear them quite right. He said they're talking about biscuits, but that doesn't sound right.
no, it sounds angrier, like someone who is
Telepathically, he says, "No, it's probably some goblin slang."
Talks about chocolate.
is probably
Why don't you get a little closer, bud?
search parties trying to
Wait, did you say
locate
that out
us and
Make a
not
sense check.
being successful.
Rez.
What are
Yeah.
biscuits?
Does Rez get pass without trace? The thing
He
that we
was there.
just
He
used
would
to
get
be
it.
sneaky?
Yeah. Oh, he's got a plus. Okay, 18.
18.
Oh my god.
For the first little bit, while he stays close to your group, I believe.
Just a little closer. Just a little.
But so, like, past that trace, I think we
Save it.
figured out if they leave, right?
It's like
In
a 30
range
foot.
around
Yeah.
you.
So
yeah.
he's real stealthy for 30 feet. But then as soon as he goes further ahead, you kind of see like the tail just kind of flick out for a second before it turns
Okay, I'm gonna be like,
invisible
stop.
again. What?
Just. Can you hear anything better from where you are right now?
Did I?
I don't not talking anymore.
Okay, never mind. Come on back.
Comes back.
Are they not
Saved it.
talking now? Do I still hear them?
You still hear murmuring for sure.
Give me a
Okay,
mulligan.
so-
I really appreciate it.
Ori actually is able to hear from far enough away that you have that luxury.
Let's just go.
Like, did we stop? Because I'm still moving.
No, I haven't.
I was just
I
walking
haven't-
at it.
I'm
Okay.
still. I'm
I
sneaking
haven't
by.
stopped. I'm just
just-
letting everyone know that,
Yeah.
like, I hear people up ahead.
We're sorking in.
You reach a point where the voices do become louder and
Well-
more clear. You hear now whispering between two, chattering and goblin for sure. You've heard goblin plenty of times. And who speaks goblin amongst you?
No one.
Unless any of them are suddenly druids.
Frontantis perendos non dampen. And then you hear a little bit of like a smack come from somewhere and it echoes in this dark space. And then you hear the infernal voice again. And Rez this time goes, "Oh, he's pissed." But it seems to be some kind of a shout or a swear. And then you can hear the goblins kind of gasp and cower. But they must be no further than 100 feet away around these cavern walls. Would it be helpful to visualize where you are?
Yeah, if it's 100 feet away, I'm.
Yeah. Let's kill a devil. I want to kill a devil.
What level of
Wait.
like?
I'm so confused. Are we not trying to sneak by?
No, we are.
We
I was,
are.
Okay.
I was joking.
Can I cast comprehend
everyone-
languages?
You certainly can.
Surely.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Um,
Go put that down there.
we're trying to like sneak through the area we already were, where they're probably looking for us.
So,
Want to keep going?
at the moment,
Yeah.
you are all entering into, you can see like that little hole right over there. This is the continuality of where you're trying to get to. This goes like another 10 feet out here, like kind of like a bow. Same thing over there, but it's still just one kind of tube. And let me go get something else.
Is this where we're in?
Yep.
Alright, so Ori's in front. Right? Are you like here? He's a sneaky boy.
Yeah, I don't know which direction we're going.
Oh, hey.
Are we coming? We're
He's
coming
red.
this way.
That's what he said, yeah.
Hey, that kind of looks like a guitar from here, and he looks like he's just an archdevil who rocks.
We don't know he's not.
He's an archdevil who just rocks on the weekends.
Okay. We can do this. We can
Is
totally
this the
do this.
same? Did we physically see the group coming by that we know
From
was
afar.
Yeah, we saw them coming and we ran. Because we were
They had
in
a-
bad
sorry.
shape.
I still haven't seen physically this guy yet.
They had a light
No,
source, and then we could see the light source, and clearly goblins and a devil, and we both.
I'm trying to figure out.
You actually
this
don't
is
see
the
a light
same.
source anymore. This is a much smaller entity than the one that you saw.
Okay.
And
Okay,
so,
one sec.
this seems like... Yes? Billy cast comprehend languages, and in that moment you could just
Yellow
hear,
card to
"I
life.
do want to be big," and that's like the last part of that sentence. But in the distance, you can kind of hear these goblins chatter, and those are the ones coming off and in the far corner over there. What are you all doing?
Are they coming closer to us?
No.
Which way? Sorry, on this map, where's our exit that we're looking for? Is it down there? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Alina's gonna stay behind Ori, but continue to just to do a sneak.
Okay. So why don't we do this, since this tends to be how these go? Why don't we have everybody... Well, and so you guys have a chance to strategize. But before we start moving, could everybody roll for initiative, and then we can kind of go back to some role play, and then depending on what you do, we may drop into the initiative order. But this will save me some time. Okay.
We're really good at sneaking, Joe. I don't know what you're talking about.
Honestly, I used to try to believe that too.
There's so many walls that we're definitely not going to try to climb.
Yeah.
Oh, is that one the least preferred?
I definitely won't trip over
break it
anything.
out into
Valis definitely won't trip over anything. None of us will find ooze suddenly just jump out of a rock, you know?
Always.
Valis is not a one-man walking tambourine band.
Tasha will definitely not cast the spell that turns the tide and makes it all okay. Just kidding, she will.
Listen, I would just be, if we have any level of success sneaking, I'll be shocked.
I mean, there's a first time. I think that we should level up if that happens.
Natural 20. 25 to 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 for Cheshire. 22 for Billy. 21 for Minka. 20 for Cheshire.
Oh, sorry. Does Rez get an initiative here?
Yes.
Okay, he got a natural 20.
Damn.
Up at the top goes
Got to roll for Rez.
Fine, fine.
20 to 15.
14.
Okay, not between those numbers, but we'll take it. 14 for Valis. Aside from 14, 15 to 10.
Okay, I'm at 10.
Nice.
Buddy.
Yeah,
Ori, still waiting.
It was like
Anybody
the
else?
worst roll that could
All right.
be not
Rez
the
is
worst.
starting us off. Then
No,
Billy.
you forgot me because I'm at a natural 1.
Oh, ooh, that's the worst roll.
The world for
At least had
I
a 3.
Oh, God.
I got a 1 for myself, and then I was like, oh, right, I forgot to roll for Rez, and he got a fucking natural 20.
So, you are not in initiative yet.
Balancing all things.
You still have the potential to work through this in a way that does not resolve combat. If your plan is to just try to sneak through, they don't seem to be moving around especially, and so that would be using, that probably would drop us into initiative with the skills that you're using. If you choose to figure out some way else to do this, we may not need initiative at all, but it's here for us.
This is not a viable route, right?
No, it ends. There's like a 10-foot bubble.
Yeah, so both of those are just kind of like little bubbles that I couldn't quite fit
I
into
see.
the map. And because I always need more rocks. Always
Could we
need
go
more rocks.
this way?
That seems
Yeah,
to be the
there's-
best route.
well, there's
we
a-
can
yeah.
create a distraction this way.
Well, we're also
to draw these away.
we haven't seen any of this because we're still over here.
Yeah,
we haven't
yeah.
even seen
We just have
people.
heard voices.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
okay, so
I think they're up that way.
if we cause a distraction, maybe we can sneak by?
I think we should get a better look at
sounds like
what's
a-
actually going on over there.
Are you volunteering?
Well, I guess so.
Sorry, that sounded nastier than it was supposed to. It was an honest question.
I'm sneaking up ahead
Okay.
to, I guess, about here.
Okay. You sneak up to the corner and you peer around. And probably about 30 feet away, you can see there is a trio of goblins. And then, what is your dark vision, Ori?
I believe it's 90. It's either 60 or 90.
Mingo's just going to stay as close as she can to Valis to make sure he is always within the 30-foot range.
That's so nice.
That's a good idea. Definitely nice. Definitely for nice reasons. Not survival.
60.
It's both.
60. You see
Chalice thinks
movement
that
up
Mingus
in the
still
darkness
just
at the
doesn't
edges
wanna
of your
be alone
vision, but you cannot visualize the demonic creature in the corner.
It can be.
You see two goblins, you hear and kind of visualize signs of a third, though they are kind of around a corner for you.
This is
There's at
very
least 3 goblins.
from Lion King.
What?
There's 3
Sorry,
goblins.
this setup is very like
He's
be
telling
prepared.
all of the people down
from-
below to be
from
prepared for
Lion
the death
King,
of the
you know?
king.
Yeah,
Because he's not sick, we're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
and it was really like itching at my brain. I couldn't figure out what it reminded me of, and now you all know. Okay, thank you.
So,
TED Talk.
yeah, never mind. I'll tell you later.
Sorry.
No, but there's definitely, that was not part of the design.
Amazing.
Yeah. Like gas and all. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. What?
Hey, I'll just make sure to post the be prepared photo to the Insta.
I personally, I think we should start going that way and try to not engage as best as we can.
This figure that's like just out of view, I'm gonna sneak up a little closer until I can get a better look.
Okay. You sneak a little closer. You suddenly hear the little goblin voices stop in front of you. The fuck? Dead silent. And then you just hear shh. And just like a wet little fart. And then little goblin chatters. And then you, Billy, have speak with languages.
I have comprehend languages.
Comprehend languages.
I can't speak,
So
but I can understand.
You hear one of them go, "That's why they call you butt bag," and like they like a little bit of laughing, and then off in the distance again, you can hear this loud voice just go, "I said, be quiet. We are here at his behest. We shall not let anyone pass." And the goblin just goes, "He's really no fun."
Billy kind of mouths to the group, hoping that they see her. They're looking for us. Mouthing it, not actually saying it, but so the folks at home can hear.
Do I see the figure that is uttering the more infernal sounding?
10 feet closer, you can see in the darkness,
Is she going to?
Yeah.
almost like a silhouette, because
You know what you know?
I'd love to be able to say this. With the hypotenuse, it's right at the edges of your dark vision. But you can see there are wings, there are horns, but there's almost like frills off the neck. You can see the body is in a slightly different configuration than what you would expect for a infernal creature, although there are certainly infernal qualities to it. You can't see it clearly.
I hate that concept.
Like, can't see it clearly because I'm not close enough still, or can't see it clearly because of some weird, like, magical obfuscation?
It's somewhere between 55 and 70 feet, depending on how it goes up and down, and so you can't quite see it.
Okay, so if I move, like, there?
I think at this point, Mingo's gonna move up a little bit.
Or
Just wondering how far away.
make a
Ori's
dexterity
gone.
saving throw. You
Were you not prepared for the death of the king?
And you just continue to stare, and you forget to look at the ground in front of you.
But that's what my passive perception's for! God damn.
Too bad. Sucks.
Here we go again.
Sucks to suck, buddy.
19.
19. As you creep forwards and you stare, suddenly you feel pressure on the pant leg against your shin, and you stop. and you look down and your leg is all the way up and pulling a tripwire, you can see the tension is such that the little wooden peg that has been jammed into the rocks to your right is just started to pull out, but has caught on something and is not triggered.
I'm gonna step off of it.
You slowly step away, and you can see it holds like most of the wall off and to your right by just a single little wooden peg, and this single bit of line, if you were to pull it away, would probably just roll over onto you.
I'd like to now use this to my advantage to kill these 3 goblins if possible.
Yeah. So you see like that big chunk of rock near it, like looming over the goblins.
Yes.
All of that, you get the sense, is movable. You can just take that, and in theory, you would need some amount of, like a small amount of force would topple that over.
Shift it that way.
If you were to make this like an attack roll, there is an AC that would make sure that it hits in the right direction, and you imagine not hitting that AC would be less good for you.
Are you
Okay.
discussing this with any of us?
He's way far ahead.
I feel like
Not
at
way
this
far.
point, Nigna's thinking
He's
to herself
farther ahead.
that Tori has been gone for a dangerous amount of time for Ori to be gone.
Has it been that
It's been 12 seconds, yeah.
I have found that whenever
Feels
Ori
like
goes
not
ahead, we
long
just kind of
enough
go into
time
combat
to-
anyways.
be?
Yeah,
We're
but-
not
So,
ready for
at this-
that.
At this
Yeah,
point, Nigna's just
okay.
gonna like start like
Or we can just keep sneaking and natural consequences.
so like it'd be like
I was gonna go back and tell everyone that.
Well, maybe we'll bump into each other.
Oh, hey Ori.
It was literally like 30 feet away.
Did you find anything?
Well, there's a tripwire, and there's some goblins, and there's a demon. And, we could probably kill them with the tripwire, because we could cause an avalanche, but then there's the demon, and
What if we
they're on guard for something, probably us,
They're
so...
devils, Rory. Come on.
Devils.
what if we
demons.
trip the trap and then made scarce? And
Well, that
then we
was
go
sort
the
of
other
my
way, 'cause-
plan, which is why
Well, your
I was-
plan was to kill them with it, which would just enter us into combat. I'm suggesting that we.
Like the
Ding dong bitch.
occasionally breaks the fourth wall just to use the phrase in combat.
I'm saying that we trip it and make it look like it just happened to.
Well, that, again,
disengage
was
and
my
then-
plan, but I was hoping to
He wants to
make
ding
it
dong
look
ditch.
like it also would kill some of them.
But in a more threatening way.
No, just like I could go and set it off, and then we could go in the opposite direction while they deal with the crushed goblins.
Well, how do
I
you
think
know
that's
that
a pretty good
it's the
idea.
only group of goblins.
so
Well, it's not, but like, if any others are there, they'll like run to see what happened.
And also, if they have a trap this way, we should make
I'm
sure
going to go trip it.
We should make sure that watch out for traps if we go the other way.
Okay.
should we
Ori's
start
gone.
moving the other way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck,
Yeah.
Ori.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, let's.
We go one way, or he goes another. That doesn't feel right.
No, I'm just gonna go set it off, and
So
then...
where are you all trying to go to?
So I'm going back to where I have a good spot so that I can steady aim
Okay.
and take a precise shot to knock it in the direction to roll this way.
Okay.
To get set off and roll in a way that will kill them and make it look like it. set
And where are
off
the rest of you
accidentally.
trying to be when this happens?
We're
Ideal-
trying
in an ideal world.
Basically, just going this way.
Going this way, but also looking for traps, because now I'm expecting there to be
Sure.
I would like.
similar traps in this direction.
Active trap perception engaged.
Trap set.
So who is kind of leading the group around on this path? Two people can try this.
I
Billy
yeah, Billy.
and Minka.
I mean, if
Cheshire would defer if you go first. She would wait.
Billy and Minka. Investigation checks.
you did, I mean, you put yourself right
Investigation,
there.
not perception.
Are you looking for traps?
It's investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it has
So
been.
sorry, y'all. I definitely thought of it perception.
Excuse me.
Investigation is also not my.
None of us are good at investigation because none of us build intelligence-based characters.
Perception. I'm
Wait.
good at perception.
Oh.
Chester, are you good at finding traps?
Why do you think I'm still alive, Alice?
Do you think you could find the one that's over there? Because I definitely can't find it.
Easy peasy. Can I find the trap that's over there?
Make an investigation.
Are you gonna go buy them? Thank goodness.
21.
That is a meets it pizza. There is a goblin who is a very good trap maker, and even though Their skill comes from how simple it is. There is no like excessive big knot that is tied to this little like peg. It is very much like the tiniest piece of wood that could possibly hold the stone. If the wood was a fraction of a centimeter smaller, it would snap and the rock would fall away. This is probably a goblin's entire lifetime. We're talking months spent in trap making. And so you just barely see it. But you do.
You have more respect for this one goblin now?
Yes.
So you see that gray platform of stones. It's like two platforms that are right there. Yeah.
Yep.
That seems to be something that could be pulled and toppled as well.
So is she up here now?
Yeah.
I suppose the rest of us are following? Question mark.
And with that, you can easily just step over it. Now that you've seen it, you can point it out. You could just tell nobody and let them trip into it. But you have that information now.
It's right here.
Almost deflated. Cheshire's like the pink like petticoat kind of comes into the body a little bit. It's like a flower that's closing. Too easy was this. It's right
Thank you.
I wait for the signal.
there. Okay. So all of you,
Alina nudges him. It's like, say thank you.
you say it to Rez?
No, to Alice.
Thank you, Cheshire.
So, Ori, you're gonna take a shot at this thing?
Yeah, but no. I have a question first because I don't want to take a shot if it's going to leave a crossbow that they will see and realize that someone is there. So what I do want to do is use some stones or something to just throw and trigger it so that it, if I can.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
It would probably take
I
like a
want it to
fist-sized
not-
stone, but you could definitely do
Yeah,
that.
but I want it to be like, not like, oh, this crushed a bunch, but look, there's a crossbow bolt there. Someone must have tripped it. Like, go find them.
So you can find a stone. That's easy enough. They're a little bit, yeah, no problem. So make an attack roll. Are you proficient in stones?
Isn't it
throwing
a
stuff.
ranged attack?
It's an improvised weapon.
Unless you are proficient in stones.
I thought it was a
Only
ranged
someone
attack.
In the Mediocrity of the Rising Storm, every child. In the Mediocrity of the Rising Storm in 3rd grade, every child gets to throw rocks.
Can I then-
A solid mark.
Okay.
For PE.
Yeah.
Could I fire a bolt in such a way that the angle will not have it land right in front of them, but will bounce like back up in this area so that it's not gonna be like immediately
So
found?
you want a Harlem Globetrotters era? No. My answer to you, no. First, let's be totally clear. Yes, that's what you want to do. And much like the Harlem Globetrotters can in fact do those things, yes, it is possible. Is it easy? In no way, shape, or form.
They're the Harlem fucking Globetrotters.
But like,
What's taking
I shoot here and it's gonna bounce that way, right? Like, unless it hits something else. So
Unless it breaks the stone, unless it ricochets.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that because I would rather actually hit and have it crush than
Who can shoot force from their hands
throw
to
a
do
rock
it,
and just make a fucking mess of it.
Weird
So
like
I'm gonna
that.
shoot a crossbow bolt. Steady aim, sneaky, and I'm gonna shoot.
I don't know. He even has a magic crossbow.
He's got a
He just ignores it.
All right,
Magic so
you guys don't even know what's happening. Shut up.
Just waiting for you to be done with your math.
It's like
Are you done with your math?
You know when like you get reading
Yeah,
a manga
it's-
and at the end
it's
of the
a good
chapter
hit.
there's like
I
chatter
think
that
it'll
doesn't-
hit.
If it was a natural one, there's the perfect angle where you could fire and the arrow could ricochet and hit like Minka or somebody.
It would definitely need to be me because I'm currently concentrating.
It was a 30, so no.
With a 30, you find the perfect point. Looking at the tension on the string, you understand how this rock is weighted. You can see how it will fall when the string is cut, and that's not really where you want to hit it. You want to hit it further over to the right where it will shear, and the entire stone will fall away from the single strong point that anchors it to the rest. And so you aim and you fire, and as luck would have it, that crossbow bolt just ricochets off and into the darkness as all of you can hear this, and it just echoes through the space, and then this whole stone shifts, and you could just hear, Billy, you're the only one who speaks Goblin. You hear in the darkness, Dodo, watch out! And then, And I'm going to say, no, that falls in such a way that it could potentially hit all three. They do get
Nicely
dexterity
done.
saving throws. 30 is 2 above the DC for that. And you watch, is it 13 or an 18? You watch as all three of these goblins are just flattened by this stone, and that whole area is just closed off. I put all my rocks away, but you could put
Maybe
the
this one?
celestial horse.
Oh, yes.
yeah, that's
Yes.
perfect. That's
Oh, there you go.
Aw.
As it
It's too pure
Down.
to be present down here.
And then I'm gonna go away. Ah, yes, a coffin.
often in the darkness.
Oh my god.
Often in the darkness, Billy, you hear this voice in Infernal bark out, "Goblins, to me." And then it takes off. You see just disappears up and into the dark. And then maybe 3 seconds later, right down into the stone fall area, they just land hard. And the stone underneath them cracks. They begin to move elements of the stone away. The other goblins begin to move off and in this direction. And what I would say is everybody but Ori, go ahead and make a stealth check. And this is you all using this distraction to have a free chance to get past all of this nonsense.
Still in a wild space, surely.
You are.
And still with the pass without trace?
Yep.
Did I get
Still
away enough
concentrating.
to...
We're going to find out. We're going to resolve that separately.
Okay.
Does Rez need to make a check?
Rez does.
25.
Rez is at advantage. 25.
That's gonna be a 31
Bonus action
for Alina. And Rez gets a I rolled double 19s, it was very exciting. He gets 24. It's 27.
Nice. Okay.
Oh no, 37.
21.
21. Okay.
15.
34.
So, all of you, as this, when you can hear goblins to me, and they're all like kind of like chattering amongst themselves. You are able to dash and run, and you can turn and see only like 30 feet off. The last of the goblins kind of come, their little hand on the stone as they peer around the corner and watch. So they're all over where the goblins in the middle are now, and the goblins in the middle are all now where the devil
Making
is.
their way over here.
And yeah, they all kind of swap over here, and this space is open. You run, and you see this goblin look, and for just a second, as they're about to turn, you can hear like Valis steps on something, and the metal kind of bends. The goblin's ear twitches, and they're about to turn, and you could just hear, "Where are you?" And then from this darkness, the voice snaps the goblin back to attention, and you just barely, by probably maybe 2 imaginary points, make your way through. Off to the other side.
2 arbitrary points for my god.
Oh yeah.
Pass without trace. Pass
Wait,
without
but now
trace.
does Ori catch up to us too?
Ori, what was your high check?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I asked
action
him
hide? No,
if,
really?
why
Oh,
he'd
nice.
forgotten to collect our
that's-
homework.
I don't have pass without trace from this range
do
now,
not.
right? Okay. I believe then it is a 27.
With a 27, in the same moment as you fire this bolt, you are already on your feet and already moving around the corner. And as the goblins round the corner, as this devil down, shattering the stone underneath them, just blasting it around the cavern, you are already on the other side of the rock. And as they cast this gaze across, you don't get to see them, but they don't see you either.
I'm gonna...
They're
No,
distracted.
no, 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 no.
I
thought we already did.
am going to
And go around.
Minka's gonna remember that the trap is there, and Ori has no idea that the trap is there.
I'm paying attention for traps
then,
since I almost tripped one at this point.
She's going to hesitate and then be like, the trap, Ori. They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
I guess I'll send Rez back to like bonk Ori in the head.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I have observant. I'm supposed to be...
And yet,
Listen, we're just helping, okay?
So, or you make your way around the corner. And with your stealth check, you can see your party. You make your way through, no problem. You hear the goblins chattering. You hear this infernal shouting. And you, Alina, hear, "Where the fuck is this guy?"
I guess he's doing that thing where he like melts into the rocks. That's okay, good try.
Been caught up here.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I found him.
I found the baby. Okay, moving.
Begin to move.
We going this way?
Yeah, and this
Like around to this side of the entrance?
Yeah.
Are we out of here now?
We're off this map.
And as they're running, Elena's gonna be like, Ori, that was amazing.
It wasn't really. It was just.
Take the compliment.
And as you leave, this devil and the goblin host that was with them behind, three much flatter than they were before. Because it is 8:30, we're going to step away for a quick break, and then we'll be right back for the second half of our session. But thank you for sticking with us. Good work getting through this encounter potential, and we will be back in just a little bit.
And he had the sword.
Now that's on camera.
You heard it here first, folks. She cooks the books
Welcome
and she's
back.
damn good at it.
Thank you for sticking with us through the break. If you did, if not, we're playing D&D, and now you're here too. We have other people joining us. You may hear them in the background.
They're speaking with the cats.
But with that, Ori is dead. So we are going to play some D&D. We'll get right back into it. All of you snuck your way past this devil-like entity and the goblin host that it had with it, with Ori crushing 3 of them as a distraction with a massive stone, using a trap that he almost tripped. But you have all made your way by. You run, using your pass without a trace to muffle somewhat the sounds of Valis primarily as you rumble along the caverns. But you find some familiar places. You see going off and on your right the cavern that you all spent the night in. You continue forward, and before too long, you can see now little bits of the kind of orange glow that comes from the cavern that you know to exist, the stalks. And before too long, you make your way into the chambers that are very familiar to all of you. Make perception checks, everybody. This is the place where 7 stone structures are suspended on massive steel chains anchored by magma plugs to the ceiling above.
Here, right?
Yeah.
If we're going back through the jail to get past, actually through, I definitely want to be sneaky now.
Okay.
Because we've got this fucking Uzi whatever, string man.
Perception?
Yeah.
Bad neighbor.
27.
Nice.
21.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay,
Also
okay.
19.
Yeah.
14 and a natural 1 for Rez.
Perceptive.
Oh, you know, I took my eyes out. Hold on.
Rez puts on his glasses.
Tiny potato face with tiny.
What was the highest roll amongst those?
27.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
So as you get to this chamber, all of you stop for a moment to look out. You can see little edges of ruined wall, and the stone runs in these 2 X's almost along the ground. Where they reach in the middle, there is a stone platform where all of you had managed to reactivate an arclight portal to go up. Billy, that is where you see some movement. And hello, Gunnar. You can see that there is one of the sort of mounds of goblin-like entities that is kind of up against the stone at the base kind of shift and move, and then you just barely see this emaciated looking goblin kind of like pull away from that body and then scamper around the corner, making their way behind the plateau of stone to hide.
Like, ooze gobos?
No.
No.
I would say with that perception check, though you just barely saw them, you just barely rolled better than they did. They move on their feet, and they move in a way that is natural and very much living.
So both that one and the group up top.
No. You remember that big mound of stone? There is no group up top. That one goblin, there's one that's dead up against the base of that big mountain.
Okay.
And then the goblins seem to have been going through the belongings of that one, and then darted around the corner, and then is now on the other side, presumably, of that stack of stone.
Just
Is it going like
one
this?
or a
Just one.
He disappeared. Nat 20 on his steak.
There's a goblin just on the other side of that. There's a lot of goblins. Just one. Oh, he looks kind of skinny.
Should we punt him? Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. Sorry, I'm trying to do better, guys.
Was it?
Let's just go.
Oh, I just didn't know it was a
I
crocodile.
continue sneaking.
Oh, if we want to continue with this
You
whole
continue to sneak.
Krungabunga thing, this could be our in.
Wait, is that still
Okay.
the plan? I thought we were just heading straight to the
I
keep.
don't know.
Maybe at this point we should just head straight to the keep if there's no one in our way.
But we had listened to the expert, and the expert said to go via Krungabunga to get in through the back.
Yeah, we'll still kind of be coming at it from the back. I don't know, Cheshire, what
Through
do you
through
think?
where?
Like, to get out of here.
So to get out of here, if you look at this kind of map, you are going underneath the stocks. Yeah. And then you would need to go
So you're
either
doing this.
straight to the tower
Yeah.
or off to the left and then wrap around to Grungabunga. That seems to be what the discussion is about right now.
Sorry.
Still go to Bunga Bunga now that the path is clear, or should we just head straight to the...
Don't know if the cat is clear.
keep gonna go
Seems clearer.
make my way past this sneaking goblin to try and
I think it's
continue
trap, by the way,
towards the
so
tower.
however
Okay.
you all wish to spring the trap.
So Grungabunga we go.
I'm still broke. Gunga
Alright, let's make it past the jail and at least get to the intersection, and then we'll decide where to go from there.
Okay, that sounds good.
So let's probably sneak around a long way to avoid this goblin.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm just gonna see as she passes by if she can like catch a glimpse of the goblin.
Make a perception check. No stealth checks needed with your previous checks, and you still have pass without a trace?
Yep.
Easy enough.
Concentration.
I would say, Billy, you got the sense that they saw you when you were coming because you guys were all just kind of walking around. Going a little quieter now, they probably wouldn't be able to see you, but they probably are aware of your presence. They don't seem to be especially eager to see you.
23.
With a 23, you see nothing.
Does Billy catch sight of them as we go around the?
Make another perception check.
Can I spot hidden creatures or
Make a perception check.
19.
You do not see anything. They must have gone away.
Lost them.
4?
You do not see anything. Somehow they vanished into this cavern and somewhere out beyond.
We lost our. Great, that's fine.
What did we lose?
Onward. We'll find another inn. Don't worry, Bill. Okay. Guys, I think we have to decide right now whether to go the short way to the fortress or to loop around through Grungabunga. Is the front door, in terms of like where we saw the front door, it was over here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The southern face had the door on it.
We can still sneak around to the back, like you said, Cheshire. We can just move faster and not have to deal with goblins. But we should decide, like, now, and then just go. I vote for the short way, I guess, but...
I was pro Grungabunga mostly to get more insight, I guess. If they've been going in and out of the castle, they might know more about it than us, but I also understand that we are just kind of, it's a slim shot, I guess.
I mean, if
What are we here for? Now.
there's a
To
portal to
close
the
the
house...
portal, because
Yeah,
I was under the impression that we were here for a sword.
it's both.
Yeah, so I was
Right.
saying earlier before you interrupted
Yes.
me, we're going to the castle for 2 reasons. To close the portal and to get Billy the sword. Closing the portal, we think will also stop the well from draining, because it seems like it's a portal to the ice hells.
Also, is something demon or devil lord being dunked in lava? Probably bad.
What's
Yes.
on your mind, Ori?
I'm thinking of other things, I guess. The larger ramifications of meddling here, when we have been ostensibly on the path for a sword, which currently resides in a fortress that is being fought over by psilocybin, some arachnid dragon, whatever.
If the sword is worth having, then of course we're gonna have to fight for it.
Yes. But
Ori, make an insight check.
To be fair, they're all the same faction.
Yeah.
goddamn.
So this dragon that has been sewn together from a spider and a dragon, probably almost certainly at war with the psilocybin, that sews creatures together. It dawns on you that perhaps there isn't really a war going on over that fortress.
No, the devils and the psilocybin.
I have been said to be working together.
It strikes
Like,
you
so many people have told us
that the
that.
devil
No,
may be working for the psilocybin.
Ori, you're saying a lot of things, but you're not really saying anything. What's your concern?
After we deal with this, what we are doing is opening up something powerful for other factions that we know are down here, like the Ember Swarm.
I thought we were closing.
We're closing the portal.
What do you mean by opening? Do you mean like a power vacuum?
Yes.
Oh, metaphorical.
So, the Amber Sworn is already down in the Underdark, just
Right,
not
but-
here.
And they are after something down here.
I would assume the Drow would take over the thing first
it's
because
the
they've been the most
sword.
displaced.
It's probably the sword or the portal.
There are other creatures down here besides the stuff that we fight over. I would assume one of them would probably move into the power vacuum first because the Emperor Sworn is a little bit occupied otherwise in the tunnels.
And also, I don't
All right.
know why that's such a big concern. We need to close the portal.
That's why
to
I
the
said
hell.
it didn't matter. We just need to go. Let's take the short route.
Billy goes over to Cheshire.
I think we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. So, pick your poison.
I'd rather do and be damned. I'd rather not be damned. Was that an option?
We are going to hell, so.
Okay, so let's head towards the castle.
For your answer, no. Unless we go back, it's not an option.
Let's head towards the castle. Let's lay eyes on it if we can. And maybe when we see it, we'll suddenly be struck by inspiration. Or we'll finally be able to...
Billy runs away from all of you.
Damn it, Billy.
Someone ever send us on a quest
follow.
to like help a brewery that has too much beer or something. You guys always seem to send us into the darkest
We
places.
did do that already. You were a little late for that
We
one.
very much did that.
It was a meteorite technically.
But you all make your way through the space. You can see in the sinister orange glow the remains of the deeds of your past. They're the crumpled, goblin-shaped bodies gathered around melted masses of ooze. They do seem to have been moved and rifled through. Some of them a little bit more than others. There are places where you can see the bodies have been slung great distances, and you think about that creature that you had just passed breaking the stone in half as they landed and perhaps moved aside in that manner. You make your way without issue. You hear no creatures, you see no creatures. You do see these stones over top, and every now and then it feels like the little strands of ooze kind of in the dark.
Watching for ooze.
Who's
You
walking?
can see it up above for sure, but down here, not a lot moving around. And you make your way to the other side of the cavern without issue.
Okay. Ming's concentrating on the spell still. That's up for an hour in total, so how long is it?
So you probably have about 10 minutes left when you get to the other side of this cavern.
Okay. As we move closer to the castle, Ming doesn't think about the fact that the last area was kind of rigged to go as far as like collapsing the ground, and we've seen a lot of volcanic activity in the area.
Yeah.
She's just gonna keep like an eye and ear out to see either more evidence of that volcanic activity outside of like the lava tubes, which have already been established, just to see if maybe we could use that to our advantage somehow.
Sure. So are you going to make your way back to where you had kind of diverged from the cart previously and back up that big central lava tube towards the castle?
I think we were just trying to head back to get around to the back of
The
it.
straight,
Gotcha,
the
gotcha,
straight
gotcha.
shot
Okay,
here.
okay, okay.
And
Yeah.
ideally try to find a different way that wasn't like the front door with the big scorpion.
Sure. Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, because
makes
that
sense.
seemed
We're
like a
gonna
bad
case
time.
the joint, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. And we're all still sneaking.
No problem. You make your way, with Valis being the kind of lone exception. I would say actually go ahead and make a new round of stealth checks.
Yeah, I want another chance,
Yay.
Joe.
We only get
And
one
this-
per session, remember this.
You do get this is the last time that you benefit from Pass Without a Trace.
Does is Rose making a check too?
Yeah.
Does he get advantage?
He's invisible still?
Yeah.
Then yes.
26.
Oscar. Oh, we're in a wild place.
What do you mean by this?
They swirl a little bit and pulse with like pink sparkly energy. It's Billy casting mine.
Billy,
Oh, 26.
26. Elena,
27.
27.
19.
19.
32.
32.
22.
22.
37.
36.
Jesus.
Rez gets a 34.
34.
That's pretty good.
So Minka, you're the loud one now. As you concentrate on Pass Without a Trace, ironically, the concentration requires you to not really look where you're going so much. So you do make a little more noise as you kick little pebbles and step on stones that just kind of squelch under your boot. But no problem. You make your way forward. And most of you feel pretty hidden. You get closer. You travel for first about 10 minutes and then 20, and you can feel the elevation begin to increase a little bit as you imagine it would, going back to that slightly elevated cavern. It is not a lava tube like the other place. Here you can see, though, it is mostly volcanic rock. Along the edges of the walls, it rises up like almost steps, and there are places where you could walk, although it caps at about 50 feet and then continue to rise up like sheer wall up on the other side there. There are places where, in the center of the cavern here, which is probably only about 50 feet wide, there are big chunks of stone that rise up and up and up and out of your sight and may connect to the ceiling, forming these brief archways or tunnels, but they always seem to reconnect. And as you make your way through, is there anything that you're doing for this leg of your journey as you approach the area that is the tower?
While they're walking, Alina's gonna just to Rez be like,
Hey, what was the deal with that devil we passed by? What flavor was he?
I didn't get a great look at him, but yeah, it's like a...
Seemed like middle management.
Oh, no, not even middle management. I mean, that's like... technically, it's a form of punished. Like, I'm not super clear on it. They're top 3 levels of the hells. You see them in Avernus a lot. It has something to do with the dragon with a bunch of heads. I'm not clear on it.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Billy is keeping a lookout for like any like high pathways. If maybe like there's elevated like sleeper holes.
Make a perception check. Yeah, you see these little stone platforms out along the sides. Those would definitely be good places. In the middle, where it rises up to meet the ceiling in places, there might be little nooks and crannies.
16.
But you don't see them. But you are aware that they might be there.
I was going to be looking for any traps or signs of other patrols coming through here
Make an investigation check.
as we're walking. You know, try to see what we're potentially
Make an
going up
investigation
against, numbers and such.
Cheshire, what are you doing?
15.
We're not to the actual keep yet, right?
No. Approaching.
Just making sure there's nothing else here with us.
Make a perception check as well.
15.
15. As you're getting closer, Ori, here and there... Oh, was there a spill?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have
I'm
anything.
sorry, it's your floor.
As you're getting closer, Ori, you don't find any traps. There are places where the stone is a little bit uneven and a little bit disheveled. Do you imagine people make their way through here from time to time? It's traveled. You don't see like dust coating the floor, but you don't find any traps. What was your perception check?
19.
And then somebody else is doing perception? Oh, okay. 19. With the 19, you keep your eyes peeled. You watch as you progress. And as you make your way about a half an hour in where you imagine you are getting close to the tower, in the center there is a place where you can see the stone rises up and up and up about like 50 feet, and then, or not even 50 feet, like 30 feet, and then kind of flattens out. And with a 19, Ori steps right through one of these. You can see like they step over the lip of it and then through and then over the next lip, but there's craters in this area. Some of them are older, and maybe that's why Ori just walked straight through them without noticing. But they're dug out in the stone, and in places you can see so deep that actual dirt has kind of become unearthed from parts of them. But you see 2 or 3 of them here, and then what is your dark vision?
60 feet.
As you get a little bit closer, you think you might even be able to see a structure of some kind up on this flat mesa in the center of this path.
Ultimately, I just want to make sure there's nobody else here with us, and then looking for ways in and ways out.
Okay. There is a pathway that goes central along here, and either the left side or the right side of this plateau you could go around. But if there is something up there on this elevated position, you don't see it. it almost certainly would be able to see you if you walk straight underneath.
Try to be very hidden.
So you can make a stealth check, Cheshire. You no longer have pass without a trace.
Correct.
Disappointing.
to
That's
make a new
okay.
stealth
That's still a
Unless
29.
anybody else, it depends on what you're doing to get through here.
Still got a
I
29.
mean, I'm also sneaking.
Yeah, make a stealth check. Right?
I'm still sneaking too because I don't want to get.
I'll sneak as well.
So I think at this point we could sort of continue her general observation to try to get a better handle on like if that any more of that seismic instability is evident here. Because I think we already established
Make a
that,
nature check.
yeah, there was like magic.
What was yours, Billy?
Dirty 20. It's not good.
Dirty 20.
27.
It was
I
almost
got
so
yours.
good.
14.
14 for Alina.
Total of 9.
Ooh.
Terrible.
We be stealthing?
Huh?
We be stealthing?
Pretty good.
The question mark is important there.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So
Not
you
if I
make
have
your
anything to do
way,
about it.
and as you get to the... What was your check?
1
Ooh.
Oh no.
natural 1.
We be stealthing.
So in front of you, you can see this plateau looms up, and you decide that you're going to sneak around. Are you going to the left of it? Are you going to the right? Or are you going straight over the top? As you get a little closer, those of you with, I would say you especially, Alina, you can see that in the center of the space, there is what looks like a hut of some kind. It looks almost goblin in construction, but the opening to it is a little bit larger, though it is pointed away from you. It gets pretty big at the opening, which is unusual for a goblin structure. Otherwise, it seems to be made out of a variety of different, like, skins or sheets or something like that.
Okay. I'm gonna go whichever direction Cheshire's going.
Cheshire's gone.
Ori's going.
Or he's gone.
God damn it.
Right now, your passive is 14.
Yeah.
You see yourself, you see Minka, and you see into Valis' soul. You see secrets about Valis that not even Valis knows. Valis is afraid of not just intimacy, but the idea that two people can be close. Like, there are things that Valis, like, yeah, real low stealth.
Okay, so
Not
It's
counting.
funny because they're married.
Lena's gonna be like,
His heart is.
damn it. Okay, which way should we? Hey, which way did they go? Which way did we go? Also, there's a house up there, a little hut, very crude.
Out somewhere. Shh. But maybe it's the wind.
To Alina's point, with the 14, you do hear Alina say there might be a hut up at the top of this kind of plateau.
Should we go and check out
With
this
Alina's
hut?
help, you can see that.
And you're
Would a
gonna
visual
do
perspective be
absolutely
helpful?
Not. Stay the
Okay.
fuck away.
Okay.
Make
I'll,
yourself as small as possible.
where do I go?
You're getting another visual perspective.
It's a puzzle!
So
Oh, it's a larger puzzle.
Want to
The
do a
last-
sneaking puzzle?
the last
We've
time
done the
we had-
100-piece puzzle. It's time to do the 10,000-piece puzzle. That's how it works.
I want a middle ground.
No.
Where did this?
You get that at the
I
end.
found it on the floor over there. Might be Joe's.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, if it's on the floor in this house, it probably belongs to Joe or Olive.
What? Look at that little hut.
That's not a crude hut. That is a cool hut.
That is a yurt.
I hate
Not a hut.
We became
It's a
best
yurt.
friends. Oh, God.
I hate to be the person who points this out, but the last time we encountered huts like this, it was all Grungabunga and psilocybin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hundo pit.
It's
we go
gonna be
around.
fun.
Perhaps we go
Astro
around.
Ward.
Been watching a lot of that kind
Where
of
are we?
videos lately.
Where are you? So you are on the side closest to me, kind of entering in between these two spaces.
gets those minis?
Now, where the kind of, let me pull up a battle cam here. You can see this on
Please
Instagram and
yourself.
Umbrella RPG when it goes up.
Fine.
But you can see, and I apologize, I didn't get to paint all of the things here because
Never apologize.
Why is he
this
apologizing
was
for
like
this beautiful
the
map?
fourth option map. I have so many maps because I didn't know what direction you guys were going to go.
Remember, never apologize, never surrender.
This was probably the lowest likelihood map that I had.
Hey.
So, because I thought you guys were going to Grungabunga.
We definitely said that we were, and then all week in our group chat, we talked about how excited we were to go to Grungabunga.
Yeah, I know. So this is why you over-prepare. So you
I
can
tried,
see,
Joe. I tried.
You can see up, I think that's probably, you see in front of you, there is this smaller kind of plateau, and then behind that, a larger one. And on the larger one, which is probably a little closer to 45 feet, the kind of primitive structure. And you can see it peeks out between two crops of stone that seem to form almost like walls around it. And you can see off to the left and off to the right, there are these pits that seem to have almost cool, like magma that just kind of burbles and flows a little bit back and forth, like a almost vague, like wave pattern in these tiny spaces. You can see directly in front of this, there is a trio of sort of almost craters, very similar to the ones that Ori had just walked straight through. There is no little red leaves on there. Those just fell off when I was putting the battle map together. I apologize for that. But you can see everything else is kind of as you see it, minus the little red oak leaves.
Would you say it's fair to compare these lava pools to like the lava equivalent of like tide pools?
Yeah.
Okay.
Save the fact that because just the nature of lava, you can't see through it, and so you don't know if it is super deep, if it is very shallow, or if it is perhaps being fed from somewhere underneath.
I take out
Make a nature check.
You're half off. This is very funny that the crowd can't see it.
my heat-resistant tunic and prepare. Putting on my sweater.
You pull your sweater on.
Most of those got burned up, but you still have like a.
I've had one. Mine never burned up. I've had it the entire time.
Oh,
With a 12, it's
cool.
lava.
Yeah.
I think we should go right. The wall looks lower.
Okay. Lilia's gonna go right.
I will follow the people I can physically see. Just be sneaky. I don't think Nico's actually rolled a stealth.
No, so Alina made a stealth check of 14. And as Alina goes out... Alina, where are you going to?
I'm gonna come over to the right because that's what Valis suggested, and I'm just gonna. I guess I'll try to come over behind here. Do I see Cheshire? Okay.
But Cheshire sees you.
I just know she told me to be sneaky, so I'm gonna try to do what I think that means, which is hide behind a rock.
Alina, at the very edge of your vision, where there is that silvery kind of like rock wall. Other one, yeah, right there. You see above the stone, which must be like 11, 12 feet tall, the head of an ogre just pop up. And it looks to the left, and then it looks to the right and continues to look, and then just turns all the way around. And then just kind of vanishes again.
Okay. Alina's gonna, to Rez, be like, there's an ogre up there. This sucks. And then, remembering that the rest of the group can't hear their talk, she's gonna be like, there's an ogre up there. And then just wait to see if anybody seems to hear her or respond. There's an ogre.
With a 14, everybody probably hears that.
Shh. But is it the wind?
Who's to say?
Impossible to know.
I was an adventurer once.
Have you been doing anything with that information?
Is there anything else besides the ogre?
All I saw was an ogre, his head turned all the way around, but I couldn't see his body, so he might have just been turning his body.
I see an ogre.
I don't see an ogre up there.
He's there, I promise.
Probably a sentry of some kind.
Yeah, oh, and I just... That hut has a door that I noticed was abnormally large. I think an ogre just lives here.
I'm gonna go sneak ahead a little to try and find a path through that is gonna make
Where
it
are you
easier.
sneaking to?
I'm gonna go kind of like along. This is a wall, right?
Yeah.
Along this way to get to here and see if I can see anything from here, and then kind of move to get under to here.
Okay. So
But I'm
place
gonna
yourself
look
over by the
for-
lava.
looking for traps and stuff.
As you get over to the lava, it does emanate dim light for about 10 feet beyond its edges, And so at first you imagine it won't be too hot, but where you're standing, it's hot.
Oh, good thing I have my heat resistant.
And you're very thankful for that. You're comfortable here.
All right.
But for your rest of your allies, you imagine, should they get, like, literally touching this kind of pool, it will be almost hot enough to take damage.
Okay.
And so that's something that you do want to be very mindful of. But you can absolutely sneak up to there, no problem. You look around. With your stealth check, you are invisible to anything that might be watching.
Do I think, having gotten to here, I could make it through here without the heat resistant? Like, if I just stayed far enough away from these to kind of go to this thing in a straight line?
Yeah.
Like, it starts to emanate when you get, like, too close.
Correct.
Okay.
Not start to. It's always
Well,
emanating.
it's
but
always
you feel it when you get
it
close,
starts
yeah.
to feel, you start to feel the effects of it. when
So
you
for
get
mechanical purposes, if your miniature is touching the base of the lava, you will be taking damage.
Okay, okay.
Sense.
I just thought about motion sensor lava.
All right, well, I feel like
Clap on.
Oh,
I feel
fire
like
alarm.
they'll probably figure that out. So I'm gonna sneak this way real quick to get under here and see if I can find any
So you
hidden passageways.
Across. We'll get back to that.
through
Anybody else doing anything while Ori just kind of vanishes into the dark?
Did anyone hear me say there's an ogre?
I wanna
Okay, good.
look at where she said the ogre is and just kind of like
Make a perception check.
focus my perception on that area.
Enhance.
Oh my god, another natural one.
Are you guys
hoping I
over
can
here
see
now?
the ogre now that I've
Billy
done
would
that.
have kind of like followed, like behind you.
You turn your head, Valis, you look straight, and then Billy walks right in front of you. And, like, you blink, the hair into your eyes, all bushy and, like,
Billy
little
had a
twigs.
dirty 20 himself.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why Valis doesn't see you walk straight in. Your hair just brushes across his eyes, and you see nothing, Valis.
It tastes like dirt,
Yeah.
and there's a bit of leaves in your mouth.
Spit out a caterpillar.
Somebody else was doing something?
No, I'm just thinking because Alana is thinking that these lava pools, the fact that they're quote unquote old ones and new ones, makes you think there's at least some level of like seismic activity happening in here, or at least lava activity happening in here. But Minka rolled like shit.
Yeah, hard to tell.
So,
Damn.
I know it's
Probably just recreational lava.
yeah, you know.
Nice recreational dip.
I think what she'll probably
it's
try to
legalized
do is try to move this way a little bit.
Okay.
Just to see if she can 'cause she can only see these three.
Yeah.
No idea which Ori and Jeffrey went, so she has like a sinking feeling that someone has gone away and they're not here anymore. So she's like, are they in the lava? Or are they just somewhere unknown? Who knows? But she's gonna try to get a better look to see what's
Yeah, so knowing that there's lava ahead, but not knowing where your party is, you decide the best place to be is near the lava.
Yeah.
And so you get a little closer, waiting for the inevitable yelp from Ori or somebody, just kind of getting a little too far ahead from the rest of the group. But you make your way there, no problem. That is right around when Ori gets to there. Is anybody else trying to move before they...
Oh, that's you're just looking for this.
Is anybody else trying to move prior to Ori beginning to make their investigation?
I guess I would try to be sneaking a little bit.
Okay.
I'm still fighting.
So you can sneak up a little bit if you want. You can move up to your movement somewhere here.
Yeah, Billy follows Alina.
Okay.
Is this like kind of true to size? Like, could I just clamber up onto it?
Yeah, it's difficult terrain, but since you're not in combat, you can use... Yeah, no problem.
And then she'll just try to be like boop 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 boop, and then drop down on the other side.
Sure.
And Rez goes with her.
So part of the three of you rolling low on your stealth is that you all like climb up this thing and clank, 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 clank. It's really Valis just kind of giving all of you away.
Oh
But
my god.
you feel pretty loud. You do like almost every time in the campaign I say you feel reasonably hidden.
Yeah.
Not this time. You know that there's little to no chance of sneaking by should you not change up your current approach. But you can see at the moment nobody has fallen into the lava, or perhaps they fell in right away. But they're not currently suffering. Ori, as the group climb, you hear them just progressing over there. Cheshire, are you going with that group, or what are you doing?
I am remaining where I was.
Great.
Staying
Part of the rock.
Billy follows.
Ori returns into telepathic range.
Okay. So the rest of the group makes their way over.
Do a nice little line. Realizing how loud she is, Alina's gonna just stop and crouch and just try to assess. She figures Ori's up ahead and she's like,
Okay.
maybe he'll
Or make an
something cool.
investigation check. You look for some kind of a hidden path, something that might allow you to get through.
We're not in combat yet, right?
You're not in combat yet, no.
That's coming.
Yeah, give it another like 2 days.
Rollst.
If that, yeah, I was gonna say, just depending on what this is.
That's optimistic.
I need to get Ori some climbing shoes or something. It all always goes wrong with the climbing.
For investigation?
Yeah, dude. I don't have good investigation. It's to spot hidden objects with perception.
But you're not looking for an object.
Hidden objects and creatures.
Yeah.
No ogre.
So if you're looking for a creature, that's a perception check. But you said specifically you're looking for a way through. You're looking for
Yeah.
So as you, so based on your words, I made a decision.
Yeah.
But if you want to change your words, you can.
I guess I was
For
thinking-
those words, as you look underneath this place, you see the stone kind of bends together, and there doesn't seem to be like a hidden path under here. With that check, you do note that you could. One way so they would never expect that you climb straight onto that platform, climb up the rock, and then go straight through their camp. Like, who would do that?
I have climbing gear.
Yeah, are you gonna hammer in some titans right now?
Is that the plan?
I don't know.
With your passive perception, Ori, you see on the other side of that stone wall, a little shorter than the other one, you see what looks almost like shoulders, but there's far too many coming from the same spot.
So Silas.
It looks like 6 or 7 shoulder blades, although a little bit more like smooth than they should be, and like a color that is not like ogre skin. This is something like a duller, more angry red. But you see 5 or 6 of them just kind of all lead to a single kind of central point, but no head. It's almost like you're looking at like 5 or 6 shoulders that just meet in the center, and then
Around a cylinder, there's just shoulders, and then like
you just
a
don't see the
central-
cylinder. But yeah, you see the shoulders.
But it's like they're kind of like if you had a top-down view, they would be like petals on a flower,
Yeah, almost.
like a rudimentary flower.
It's hard to see the top, but yeah, maybe.
I was thinking more like in a row.
That's also what I was
Like the weird.
No, this is much more like a flower.
Okay.
Wait, so I saw a head over here, and he saw body flower over here.
Yeah.
Okay, just
Hate
checking.
this. Guys, I just.
It's gonna be one guy that's just body, and it's like 6 heads on top of each other is the other one.
So what's our plan here?
I like the idea that the Silas, he was like, what would happen if I gave this guy all this guy's limbs and this guy all this guy's torso?
I mean, he's not well. This is all Silas. Okay, sorry. Elena's gonna be like,
You just hear.
be quiet.
Can I scurry across here like a fucking rat?
Yeah.
Being wary that is this lava right here? I can't tell. There's like a thing that looks like it might be a lava pit.
It looks kind of like this.
It
But
appears.
it's like-
No, it's just a crater.
Okay.
Like those 3.
Okay, so I'm not stepping in any traps or any lava.
You can easily just skip over that. It's only about 6 feet wide. You make your way on the other side. You land right in front of the lava. You pinwheel for a second, but you're okay.
From here,
Yeah.
that's all just like sheer wall along where these folks are that I can now probably see, I think. Or,
You can definitely see everybody but Billy.
yeah.
Billy is a little bit hidden. Everyone else, like, just right out there in the open. You see, like, you can tell that Elena thinks that they're hidden. They're kind of crouched down,
I don't
like,
see Cheshire.
looking around, assessing the situation.
But we're in.
Oh, yeah, you don't see Cheshire, but Cheshire's not in that
Yeah,
group.
but yeah.
I don't think
we're
Minky's
just
even really
right.
trying. She's just standing.
Can we see him now? Or, like, since we know that he's around there somewhere, can I see if I can find him?
Or do I have to, like,
You can't see him until he makes himself visible.
How tall is the ceiling here? Massive?
So, yeah, you look up again, can't see the top of it here.
Unseeable. Okay. Cool. Just want to make sure I'm imagining the right thing. Because I'm
Yeah.
also, at this point, after like not hearing anything for a little bit, Minka's now thinking of what if things fell from the ceiling? And then that's about it. Like thinking
I
like,
can-
you know,
Yeah, you see craters.
See
each of them, right, from where I am, because I'm like around the rock.
Target
See
and
who?
only to target
All of
hears
the
and
other
can
group.
reply.
Everybody
in a
who's not
whisper
Ori,
that
yeah.
only you can hear.
Oh, cool. Okay. I'm like some psilocybin silly bean thing. This is shoulders. Like five shoulders. Yeah, six, five shoulders. There's, Are there any other creatures up there from this vantage point now?
From this one, you can't see any. Like right up against the
Okay.
base of this, you're as hidden as you kind of can be from here, but likewise, they are hidden from you.
I'm like right on the edge of heat.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
God.
Is that actually just as tall as it looks right there?
Yep, it's like about a 3/4 wall.
Very carefully and very quietly make your way back.
So from what you see there, or you basically see if you hug the middle portion between this tall part and the lava, you would get damage. But that's the sneakiest way. You could also go on the far side of the lava and not take damage.
Hop that, but
You would need to hop the wall. For almost all of you, that's
Gonna make
almost
you
like a
make a check for
no-brainer.
this. You can't just like
But
abuse his
You-
inattention.
No.
but you
We're using the ogre's
it's
inattention.
easier to see
Yeah.
if you're up on the top.
Once Mika's able to, once it's her turn to
Yeah.
move, Jesher told her to go back over to the left,
Okay.
and so she's just gonna like creep back over to the left. She has no idea where Cheshire is. She's
Okay.
kind of like, "Are we doing it right?"
So just hands out in front. Just like,
Just like,
Billy just looks over and is like, oh,
And
we're
then,
going back. Follow.
Oh, wait,
follow.
shh.
Okay.
Helena,
What? Yeah.
I think Palace is ahead of you, but
Okay.
grab him.
Okay. And so Alina's gonna catch up. Alina is faster than Valis, and so she's gonna catch up. Then.
okay, no problem.
Yeah.
All of you are visible.
Oh my god. Okay.
So, Minka's going back to the left. In a minute, I'm gonna tell you to move, or tell Valis. Do it as sneakily as you can and go to the other side of the cavern.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So you now have distribution.
I'll do what you say, please. Just help me get out of
And then
this.
one by one down the line, just like
Okay. So you
space them out and like wedding planner down the aisle.
So I imagine in Cheshire's mind, this is more of like a play or like a musical that you're directing, but like, yeah, absolutely.
you're lining up the offense.
Yeah, one by one, Minka, you wait, Minka tells you to go, you move across the way. And all of you can place yourself on the far side of the
Or
cavern
go along.
using Cheshire's observational skills and minor communication with
I
Ori.
need you to go back and flag them down.
Oh, well, they should probably just go along the right side because.
They're not that smart, just don't help.
Alright, well, along the right side, there's probably a quick way. It's about
Yes, go shoulder.
8-10 feet. Well,
Yes,
you
go
just
shoulder.
go that way. But
Go.
watch out for these shoulder things.
All of a sudden, Cheshire's calling plays.
like I think of this whole time. It's just like,
I like how all of us are just like, Cheshire
Scurry
speaks for
back
reason.
underneath-
I mean, at this point, absolutely.
I'm gonna get underneath this little part
You hear Valis.
so that I am completely obscured and hidden until they get over here and hopefully see me being like,
I think we stopped here. Unless I
I will literally do anything Cheshire tells me to.
From this point, I can't see anything else moving, can I?
You take just a second, and you don't see anything else. And then, what's your passive perception?
16?
16. Anybody who has above a 14 can see as Valis makes his way over there.
Beats it?
Beats it.
Yay!
As Valis makes their way over there, there is a shifting and a moving, and then you see from that shorter wall, shoulder, kind of moving along, as if something walks on multiple arms and kind of carries itself over.
moves from where to where?
From the left, over, around, and then towards the hut, kind of.
boop, boop.
Like, more than 2 shoulders?
Like more than 2
Like
shoulders.
5 or 6.
Is this like an ogre centipede?
it's more flower shaped. So it's more like a
It's like a bug. Like a ladybug.
Cheshire, where you are, you and only you see suddenly this ogre head slam down on the side, kind of little bit over, and the ogre's eyes just... And then this huge tentacle lifts the ogre's head up and then kind of twists it around, and then you see not 5 or 6, but 8 of these tentacle-like limbs lift up the bulk of this creature. The ogre head is on one corner. It is actually
It's an
an ogre octopus. And you can see the head.
Oh, no.
There is no octopus head. It is very much...
octopus.
It is very much... believe it or not, this mini doesn't exist. But it is very much 8 ogre arms that have been put together where the shoulders all join down. And where they would meet normally in like a torso, they just seem to kind of disappear into the central, as you said, like a cylinder. At the end of one of them is the ogre head. You can see there are various like hands and other bits that are on the ends of the other tentacles as well. Not all of them seem ogre-like in nature, but that creature then kind of like scampers back and in the direction. They seem to be alerted to something happening.
Alina's gonna lean over to Billy and be like, "We have to kill that thing."
Knowing that now it's on alert,
Abomination.
I'm like coming up here and being like,
How long
And
does
then-
that spell comprehend languages last?
It's an hour.
It's an hour.
Go this
So, when did you cast it? Remind me.
Right when the goblins farted.
Unfortunately, you have lost your comprehend languages. And does anybody else speak giant?
God damn it!
Valis. From where you are, you can hear the softest kind of grumblings of, "I swear I heard something." And then another voice say, "Nah, I looked, and I got a pain in my neck for it, so stop." And then that first voice again goes, "No, I swear, I'm gonna look." And then you feel like rumbling. And then
I tell
all
the
of
group
you...
that they're about to take another look.
All of you who are over there see a ogre hand come up, and then a humanoid foot on a very large, like 2 wide tentacle come up, and then the ogre head just come up and then kind of over and down the side of that rock wall. And the ogre takes a look out at all of you, and with a roll of 7 says, "I see one," and points directly at you with the foot, Malice. And I need everybody to roll for it.
Wait, is it 1 octopus or 2 octopus? So
Octopus.
Octopus.
Octopuses.
I hate these guys.
Rolled like the 3rd natural one in a row.
Oh no.
Higher that dice.
Please. For the good of all.
Kara has multiple dice jails for you to pick from.
Would you like the fantasy dice jail or would you like the science fiction dice jail? Or do you not believe in jail?
I mean,
Incarceration.
yeah, same.
My problem is that when I put my dice in the jail, I always forget that they're there, and then I'm sad because I can't find my dice.
Okay, sentences are served every week.
Okay, anybody natural 20? Okay, anybody 25 to 20?
21.
21 for Billy. 20 for Ori. Anybody 20 to 15? 18 for Cheshire. Okay, 15 to 10.
12 for Alina and 10 for Rez.
12 for Alina. 10 for Rez.
11 for Mika.
Rez, 11 for Mika. Anybody above or below 10?
Hey, Malice, where you at?
Oh, I'm like in a different campaign right now. 1, natural 1.
Oh, right.
Boy, okay, so the way that this works out, Billy, you're going to get to go first, followed by Ori, then Cheshire, then one of these octopi-like creatures, then another one of these octopi-like creatures, then Alina, then Minka, then Rez, and then at the very end, after time passes, after everybody ages, people can take a quick cigarette break and go out for a meal, then Valis goes. So, Billy, let me pull up our combat cap. Billy, from where you are, you suddenly see this creature. It yells out that it sees something. What are you doing?
Can I see it?
You certainly can. You can see its limbs. You can see its head. It is, I can't put the mini there without it falling down, but it is right up against that little wall. You might be able to wedge it against the, yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. Billy is going to pew with the Eldritch Blast in an attempt to pull it down.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yummy.
On top of Ori.
Hey, I can't see Ori technically.
There are consequences to being so sneaky.
So the lowest is a 15.
A 15 is a meets a pizza.
Sweet. So they both hit. Only have 1d10. Oh, I don't want that one. I want this one. So that's 9 and 13, so 22 points of force damage, and pulled 10 feet forward.
22 points of wounds damage. As these two ballistics just into it, you can see one of the arms snaps back as it strikes in, and it does the full amount of damage. You hear, "Oh!" But as it is yanked forwards, two of these tentacles grab onto this thing, and you get the sense that it is immune to effects that would move it. But it
You guys sick of
grabs
me doing that, huh?
Just tight, and you can see does not move. Anything else, Billy?
Billy is going to look over at Valis and is like, hey, remember those party tricks Javaris can do? Try one. And that's party inspiration.
Okay. You gulp, Valis. You're like, yeah, maybe I will. But no problem. That is your turn, Billy. Yes. Alrighty, Ori, what would you like to do? Cheshire, you're on deck.
I see this thing.
Over top, little stones down, and when you look up, you see this foot thrust out above you, pointing towards Valis before it hangs limp on the tentacle, and then is dragged back in as Billy strikes it twice.
So I don't have a shot on it now.
I would say from where you are, no.
Okay. I'm gonna.
No, you know what? From where you are, it has full cover, but you do.
I'm gonna move around here, making my way over to that wall.
Here?
From there, do I have the angle to see it?
From there, it probably only has 3/4 cover, but you're firing from below. It's going to be hard to get a
Right.
good shot.
Can I bonus action to dash and use some of that to just, like, get over that?
Do you have a climb speed?
I don't have a climb speed, but I have climbing gear.
Probably doesn't work in that way. It would probably be more expedient to use an action to just athletics jump over that.
Yeah, I guess I'll just do that.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you use movement, bonus action dash, and then action. Go ahead and make an athletics check as you leap over this wall. Your nemesis of this campaign.
God.
This wall's only 6 feet tall.
Only.
24.
With a 24, very easy for you. You scamper over this. It is natural rock. It is jagged. There are easy footfalls, and you just grapple over top and land on the side. The lava behind you, the wall behind you.
Action? Oh, god damn. I'm gonna fucking use the rest of my movement to get behind. No, do I have to? Is that another action to go?
What is
to
your
that
strength
wall?
score?
I don't know. My strength's bad. My athletics
Because
is
I'm just
good.
trying to see if maybe you could jump straight over.
My strength's a +8.
What?
Sorry, my athletics.
That's all we asked.
I'm looking for my strength's just a 10.
Okay, yeah. So you're not able to just jump over it. So you imagine, if you did have enough of a vertical leap, there are some features that would allow you to do that. But it is an action otherwise.
Bet you wish you were a satyr right about now. Huh.
Vertical leap is pretty dope.
I'm so good at jumping.
All right, so you come up against this element of ruined wall. You can kind of see this was at one point part of a larger two-tiered wall structure that probably had both a roof and an interior, although now just mostly gone. Anything else?
That's it.
Alrighty, that is Ori's turn. That brings us to Cheshire.
And I'll go cast slow on top of the platform.
Very nice. What kind of save is
That
that?
is a wisdom saving
It's a
throw.
wisdom saving throw.
In a 40-foot cube, so it should hit. Oh, everything
Wait.
that's up there.
That's a 20-foot, I think.
40 foot.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. You made it 4
Look
Cheshire.
west.
Oh,
So-
look at you.
Cheshire, you cast
Holy
slow,
guacamole.
and all across this space, the air grows thick and dense. The little elements of stone that are falling from the action kind of catch in the air, and both of them, the highest roll, is a 4. And so they fail badly. And they are both slowed. They begin to move in a much more sluggish fashion. The tentacles almost catch in the air, and one of them teeters dangerously before it kind of falls to the ground a little bit. Anything else?
Mentally in Billy's head, 'cause I believe she's the closest. Good luck.
There you go. So, Billy, you now have luck on your side.
that
That
Bardic?
brings
I
us.
assumed that was Bardic.
No, I knew it wasn't Bardic. I could tell immediately.
It was too nice.
That brings us to these two creatures. So they can make an action or a bonus action, not both, and their movement is how?
-2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws. Can't use reactions. Can use either an action or a bonus action, not both. And regardless of the abilities or magic, it can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn.
Okay. Anything about movement?
Halved.
Okay. So this ogre creature crawls and makes its way down to here, using its full movement. And this guy makes his way all the way over to here, using his full movement, and then dash. Oh, he can't dash, can he? No, he can. He can make an action. Action dash.
Look at him go.
Action.
And so one of these creatures, the head slams over and slowly it writhes over top. It doesn't stick to stone like an octopus might. It is just a number of different limbs and elements of different creatures tied to the end of it. And so it just wetly falls down to the platform and kind of catches itself. It is going to, as its action, just make a perception check because it sees nobody down here now. And the head just hangs down from the platform on one of the tentacles and just turns 360 degrees, scanning the area. But that is all that it could do in its slowed state. The one above, you can hear just begin to shout out in giant, "Where is Everest?" And that's all that they can do on their turn. That brings us to... And do they get a save at the end of their turn?
Yes, they can take one.
Okay. First one is going to roll a 16.
That is a failure still.
Hey.
And 4. So both of them remain slowed. That is all that they can do, and that brings us to Alina's turn.
All right. Alina's like, yes, heck yes, killing gross stuff. And she's gonna dart over here. Oop. And pew pew.
Okay. You get around the edge between these kind of craters. You see the lava emanating this dim light in front of you, and this creature slowly tumbles down onto this platform.
Only
ahead
to
and
be
make your
met
attacks.
by a dirty 20 and a 27.
Both of those hit.
A. So that's gonna be bad damage. That's gonna be 14 points of force damage and 4 bludgeoning.
Okay. But every little bit helps, right? That's what we say. And all that does the full amount. You can see the creature, big chunks of flesh kind of torn away from it. But anything else, Alina?
Yes, I'm going to tell Rez to help Valis.
Gotcha. Rez begins to fly off in that direction. But that is your turn, Alina. That brings us to Minka. Rez is on deck.
So once realizing the horror upon her, and just real icky, she's gonna move closer. She's gonna swing around behind Alina, closer to like the lava area. So that's so she can easily make it to
Someone move. Make it. Okay.
there.
Okay.
So we got eye line. So She probably recognizes slow at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you can see it begins to fall and then like slows, almost as if Featherfall was cast, but it seems more malevolent, a little more chaotic.
Somehow pinker.
Weird. Okay.
Just a faint ode of glitter, maybe.
So, there's no metal on this guy. Dang it. I was so ready for metal. She's just going to shift into his archer form, and shoot an arrow at it
Okay.
and be mildly horrified. No advantage to land on me. There's no advantage in attach or anything, right?
No, it has a negative to its AC.
20.
That is a hit.
Yay! Okay. And that is now D8s. We'll see how. Ooh, that's not good. That's a D8. Ooh, wow, my brain is functioning really well today, guys.
Do you need D8s?
No, I don't. I'm staring at several of them, but unable to
Just gotta pick
recognize
the right
the
one.
correct shapes. Ooh.
Classic
great
Friday night.
rolls. Yep. So, I believe that is a total of 15 radiant damage.
15 radiant damage, and it does the amount that you would expect it to.
Okay. So seeing that it did hit, nothing crazy happened. So that was my bonus action. For her action, she's just going to be unsure really what to do.
That's a free action.
So she'll just cast guidance on Alina and be like, I don't know.
Okay.
Shing!
You feel guided.
I do.
That is your turn,
I'm gonna take
Minka.
so many skill checks.
I know.
That brings us to Rez.
You never know.
Yeah. It's like, okay, got it. And I suppose he'll fly over to this guy so that he is in position to help.
Sounds good. Rez uses his action to move and moves his full distance over there, flying on little leathery wings.
Yeah. He's gonna have to use his whole.
Yeah. But that is Rez's turn. You hear Rez in your mind say, I'm ready. But that is his turn, and that brings us to Valis. Some time passes. Everybody stops. There's a little tea, and then Valis.
Rez is like, I'm not ready anymore. Wait a second.
Alright, so Valis is going to cast Bless on Minka, Billy, and Alina.
Okay.
And Valis is gonna say out loud, I think Gesture slowed them. Try to keep your distance. And just move up.
So you rush forwards, and as Valis moves past you, each of you that was previously named feels the effects of this magic and still this strength within you. But you make your way forward. You can see this creature now.
Do I see this?
Yeah, oh yeah, it sheds dim light.
Okay. And
I
I'll
also shed some light.
okay. And I'll also say, they might throw us into those pools, so definitely stay away.
Good thought. That is your turn, Valis. That brings us to the top
That makes
of the order.
mechanical sense, says Alina.
And that brings us to Billy. Ori is on deck. Billy, what do you want to do? You can see the rest of your party is dashed ahead now.
Just straight
Okay.
behind you.
Good point. I could be nipping him wrong. You never know. I mean, yeah, nothing else to do. Might as well.
I'm hesitant to burn too many bubbles still.
Billy is going to move as close as she can to there. She's got 30 feet of movement.
So close.
Nice.
Beautiful. Is that too close to the lava pools? Am I taking
Those are not lava pools. So the ones without the lava in them are just empty craters.
Cool. Those are the lava pools then.
Yeah, those two on the
Heard.
other side.
Understood. Better for me. And Billy is just going to look at the lower Oglipus and whisper quietly to it and say, "Man, they really fucked you up, huh?" And a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Do they need to understand you?
No, it's more about the tone.
Yeah. You know what they
Doesn't
say.
say it.
Okay, I'll assume that it works then. An 18.
Oh, silvery barbs.
Silver barbs. 14.
There you go. It takes 3d6 psychic damage
Very
and
nice.
must immediately use its reaction if available to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
Unfortunate.
It does not have reactions because it is.
Cool. Well, it was mostly the damage.
Yeah, oh yeah. How much damage is that?
Working on it. I don't often roll the d6s. Da-da-da-da. 8.
8 points of psychic damage is the full amount that you would expect. And as you cast this, you can see the physical impacts are taking a second to really hit. So like the Eldritch Blast strike into it and they like ripple away and then the skin kind of dimples slowly afterwards. But your strike strikes almost immediately. You can see from within the slowed effect, it is like the psychic damage kind of ripples the inside of this creature and that shudders out. But anything else, Billy?
Nope, that's all the bonus action. I don't want to do bonus action.
Alright.
Yeah, no. all
That is
done.
your turn, Billy. That brings us to you, Ori. Cheshire, you're on deck.
I'm gonna continue around and get to, I think I can, I don't know, can I get around to the 30 feet back there?
Like back here.
Yeah,
You
Right.
clambering over
yeah. I
or
guess-
going through here.
I guess I'm clambering over.
1, 2. Like that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so it's just like a stacked kind of like stone step structure.
I'm looking for a spot where I can actually get like a shot off of the top there. Like,
For that
a way
one,
to
you
get
probably
up.
want to be like on the far other side, almost to like where there are like
I guess, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna bonus action continue dashing along back there.
rush along the back, and as you clear that stone, you suddenly see in front of you there is an area where there is, for the first time in all of the time that you have been here, you can see a number of little mushrooms that kind of grow in a huge heap. That looks on the map like stone and mushrooms. That is a huge heap of shit. And all around it, these little mushrooms grow. But
Like literal shit?
yes,
Manure.
ogre
Like that-
feces.
Yeah. The scene
wanted-
in Jurassic
No.
Park.
Didn't know if we were going like
No, 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 no.
or like
So that is what you see as you rush around, but you have now traversed the entire map and are returning along a different route.
Smell really bad over there.
It does, and as you clear that stone, you can now see the back of this creature fully, and from this lower vantage point, that is probably the best shot that you can get.
Alright, I'm gonna take a shot at the one up here.
Okay?
Is that the one that I have? Built?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The smelly thing makes me think of that time that Ori poured wine on himself to avoid being detected by an eyeless monster.
Oh, I remember that. That was my first session. So
Yes,
that's
it
like the
was.
first thing.
I think it's a 21 or 22.
Okay. Either of those will be a hit, so either way. As this creature rears back, almost like afraid or surprised by the slow effect, you can see the tentacles go up, the head is in the air, a foot is in the air, you see this big webbed hand in the air.
And, yeah, I guess I'm gonna do the damage first. That's 8 damage.
8 points of damage is the full amount that you would expect. This creature, as you see this arrow kind of clink in, it doesn't seem to be very hurt, but that does the full amount. And then are you doing the fire damage as well?
Yeah, I'll do a fire damage charge. No, I won't, because there's fire all over here. This thing's probably resistant. That's
Okay. So that is your turn, Ori.
I've got my heat resistance on, yeah.
Okay, you have your heat resistance on, you have your bow in hand. That is your turn. That brings us to Cheshire. And these creatures go.
I wish to stealthily make my way around that side as far as I can go. Entire turn.
Are you climbing up here, or what you want? What you want?
How high is it? Like, can I sneakily make my way over, or do it be smarter to go around?
Smart to go around. Yeah.
Alright.
here or here?
Total, I can do 60 feet, so.
Oh, that's so many.
Full turn.
And then from here, you're going that way?
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah.
Or so.
So you move forwards, you glance off to the left, and with the light shed by Minka and the lava, you can see this battle kind of backlit from behind. It is clear sailing over here, and so you continue to move forward. That is your turn,
Stealth
Cheshire.
check, or do you want to
You're
roll
still, you have not blown, you are not part of this battle, technically. You cast slow, but we're not seen, and they are not, there's so much more happening directly in front of them. But that is your turn.
Yep.
That brings us to them. So on their turn, the one that is immediately in front of Rez doesn't see Rez, and so is going to surge forwards using all of its 15 feet of movement to go 5, 10, 15, and then dash 5, 10, 15. And that would give Rez an attack of opportunity if he wants.
Yes. Yes, he
The
does
other
want.
one is going to get shot, and that will get its attention and cause it to turn around and go 15 feet. And from the top here, the smaller one, it can take an action still, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it is going to take the webbed hand, and you can see it waves up and in slow motion fans this little, almost like amphibious looking, like skeletal hand out. And as it does, Ori, underneath you, you feel the ground like a couple inches deep. And then all of a sudden, 5 points seem to rise up, like this earth reaches out to grab you. Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Can you roll 2d6, please?
Three and a 6.
Okay. So, in this moment, as it rises up, you see a hand of a creature that you've never seen before that seems almost mummified, spread out wide. There are bits of flesh that crack off. And in this moment, as the earth goes down, you throw yourself backwards, and as a hand of stone comes out and reaches up, it forms almost this stone-like projectile that would have launched you forwards, but it fires up and ricochets and strikes this creature in the hand that was outstretched, and you watch as that webbed hand is just ripped off and goes
Is this a
flying off and into darkness. It was a spell.
So, creature attempts to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, roll a d20. On 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn.
4.
I should pocket that d20.
Can you, now is that something, that roll, can you silvery barbs?
I don't think so.
Okay. So 4 happens on this turn, but you are still able to throw yourself out of the way, and the stone just rips the hand off this creature. It loses the ability to cast Grasping Earth, and that is its turn.
Can I resolve Rez's attack of
Yes, you
opportunity?
can.
He gets a dirty 20.
That is a hit.
Ooh, max damage. 3 piercing damage. And it counts as magical.
And that is the
oh no,
full
sorry.
amount.
7.
Ooh.
7
say
piercing.
max damage.
I was looking at
What?
I was looking at plus 3. 7 damage, and he has to make a con saving throw.
That is a natural 1.
Okay. So he takes 3. Can I have a d6? 3d6. Thank you. Poison damage.
Look at that.
16 points of poison damage.
I feel like this is the most damage I've seen Rez do with his own.
No, you got a critical hit with this one time, and it was brutal. It was like 30-something damage. That strikes deep, and Rez, as this creature oozes by in slow motion, sees an opening. As like the arms kind of part for a second, he just goes, "Olena, it's so gross!" And he just stabs like this opening, and he goes in between the area where ribs actually, you can see like the bones themselves fuse together in weird ways, and just pierces through, and there is an explosion of like blood and viscera that just goes across Rez, and he just like through his mouth. But this creature is in bad shape. And even in slow motion, it kind of sinks down, but continues to surge forwards, using its full turn to move. That is all that they can do on their turns. The one who is nearest your large group is going to make its save. 17.
Fail.
And then the one up on the top, 8. And so both of them still just slowly moving on these 8 tentacles of arms. But that is all that they can do. That brings us to Alina, and then Minka is on deck.
Alina's like, oh my god, so gross, but that was so cool, Rez. Dude, just keep doing what you're doing. That was so awesome.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay. And then she's gonna be like, crap, this thing is so disgusting. And then just pew pew.
Make her attack roll.
17 and
D4.
I catch it in a D12. Sorry. Is it to every attack roll or? Dope. Okay, so.
Bless is great.
Yeah. So a dirty 20 and a 15.
15 meets a pizza. Oh no, sorry, -2. Both of those hit easily.
All right. It's gonna be 19 points of force damage and 4 bludgeoning.
Alina, as you fire these Eldritch Blasts, already badly wounded by Rez's devastating strike and nothing else, you rip this creature almost in half where it meets, and where Rez was able to pierce, you see ribs just pop out of this torso, and all of a sudden there is just an eruption of, at first you expect like guts and innards, but it is just like bones and other bits of flesh that kind of scatter across, and this creature is dead.
Oh my god, I hate this. Also, we got a wheel from Olive.
Very nice. So that is your turn, Alina.
Yeah.
Alrighty. That is your turn. That brings us to Minka.
Minka watches the thing just fall apart in front of her after Alina hits it, and she goes, "Ugh." And then she goes into like dragon to go up because she doesn't see another one. She knew there was 2.
Yeah.
So she's gonna go vertical, her 20 feet of vertical movement,
Okay. You slowly float up.
and like look. Can you see the other one?
From where you are 20 feet up, you can see it. It still gets a pretty good amount of cover from the walls that are between you and it, but yeah, you can see it. You can see it is kind of like rising up, and then you see its hand just ripped off with one of Ori's, with the ricochet of stone from its attack.
So I have 15 feet of normal, but only 20 feet flying, so I can only fly 20 up. Just gonna like try shoot an arrow at it
Okay.
and see if it. Oh no, she can't because she's in dragon form now. JK, JK. Instead, she's just going to do a perception check on this hut thing, just to see if there's any sign of anything else.
Make a perception check.
A total of 13.
A total of 13. Not a single thing.
All right, cool. I think that's basically all she can really do right now,
Okay.
because everyone seems to be okay. She can't really move.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
At this distance, not a lot to see on that hut, but that is your turn, Minka. That brings us to Rez. Rez, like, turns and goes, oh, I got him! And turns around and kind of, like, waits and, is he gonna, he didn't really,
Well, I told him to keep doing what he's doing.
yeah,
The last thing he did was attack the octopus.
that's true.
So I'd argue that he's gonna head toward the other octopus.
Okay. He has what is his movement?
40 fly
40
speed.
feet.
Yeah.
And so he could use his whole action and movement to get up to that other octopus behind it.
Fine. Even
Or
if
you
he's
see-
following the previous objective of help Valis, he'll
Yeah,
still
oh
need
yeah,
to get
yeah,
over there. So
And so you see Ori, as the kind of arm is severed from this creature, there is from up above, you hear this, whoa! As he like, Rez is gonna duck underneath. But that is Rez's turn. That brings us to Valis.
Let's see. That thing is far away from me. So, I need to look up how far a javelin goes. Oh, 120 feet.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
wait, that's disadvantage range.
Hell yeah.
I'm still throwing it.
Having thrown a javelin, 120 feet is pretty far.
So, I guess I'll aim.
Up the hill.
yeah, right.
With an enemy you don't have total line of sight on.
And you're wearing like plate mail armor.
Good
I'm
God,
watching a
Valis is-
lot of Paralympics, and I feel like as long as you go, ah, when you throw it, then you're good.
I've
Yeah.
never thrown a javelin 120 feet. And like, I went to All States for like shot put and discus. Like, it's hard. Javelin's real hard.
I threw a
Alright,
javelin 10 feet.
I'm gonna try to attack with the javelin with disadvantage, and I'm gonna throw it like in a Olympic arc.
You grab the javelin, and it has a familiar weight in your hands now. You've thrown this thing a couple of times, and it always strikes true.
Yeah, this one's Betsy. Betsy always strikes true. Maybe not today.
You calling Bessie now?
18 to hit.
18 to hit.
As long as it's not a one that goes straight over. And
So,
gets
with an 18, so much math happens all at once because you throw this at disadvantage. It has -2 to its AC from having slow. It's also benefiting from 3/4 cover from this range. And so the AC goes up, the AC goes down, the AC goes up, but ultimately an 18 just succeeds by 2.
You watch the javelin like kind of waver in the air.
Yeah,
It's just on it for a while.
All of that for 8 damage.
Points of damage. But so you don't even get to see it land. You just kind of hear it into flesh, but you have no idea how much damage it does. You would imagine it does the full amount from the sound, I guess. But anything else?
That sounds like
anything else valid?
Just a sense of satisfaction that I hit my target.
Okay. That satisfaction's free. That brings us to Billy. Ori, you are on deck.
Oh, Bailey can't see that guy no more.
For a slow octopus, it really got quite far away from us.
So I can walk through this, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
2, 3, 4, 6. 7. Athletics action to go up here.
Yeah.
Or free.
Do you have climb speed?
No.
Athletics. Yeah. Climb speed's great. Flight, but you also have flight.
Yeah, I know. It's more for flavor than anything. I want my little hooves to be good at gripping stuff.
Yeah.
Wait.
Hooves of gripping you need to get.
Yeah.
You know, like those little like dog food usually make like little goat ones.
Oh, I hope so.
I can cast Misty Step and just get there.
You want to do that?
I want to do that.
No problem. As you step over this rock, suddenly you can visualize that ledge. You know it is right within your reach. And so suddenly from your right, Valis, you see Billy. As they step forward, they almost atomize and then become mist and streak forwards in a way similar to your phase step, but end up on the very lip of this place. And you can see now this creature kind of writhing at the top, looking down at Ori. You are by this large tent, and you can see in this tent, though Minka was not able to see it at a distance, there are a number of flags that are sewn into this as well. But anything else, Billy?
Action time! Because Misty Step is a bonus action.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna pew pew.
Make your attack rolls.
Whoa! Not with that one. Cool. Don't need bless. So the lowest one is going to be a 25.
That's a hit. Well, the highest one is a hit, too.
I rolled better for the attack rolls, but you know, every little bit counts. So that's 10 and 18 points of force damage.
I mean, that's a great amount of damage.
And he, if he weren't immune, would get pulled closer. But not immune. He's immune.
He's immune.
He's immune.
Not even as a reaction. You can see they seem to be immune to effects that move them. As some of these tentacles, almost as a reflex, seem to grab onto the rocky elements. But anything else, Billy?
Nope.
Alrighty, that is your turn, Billy.
Billy feels good about this turn.
That brings us to Ori.
Reaction feels good.
Do I get advantage from Rez being there?
You do.
I'm gonna shoot at him.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's I think a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. If this was not slowed, that would have just been a meets it beats it. That is a hit. Solid hit.
And it's gonna be
Oh no. Oh no, that's Great, and it's horrible.
21
She was looking at
points
photos of
magic
miniature
piercing.
horses being served
Say
as
again?
animals
21.
on her iPad on her
21 is a hit? Or sorry, 21 points of damage.
I know, the drawing
Okay.
is
Piercing.
Does the
absolutely
full
awful.
amount?
Ooh, and then I guess I'm going to move behind that pillar and bonus action hide.
Okay, easy enough.
Behind
Let's
here?
rush
This pillar?
behind this pillar.
Yeah, if I can, is that a wall or is that?
No, that does end there. So like it empties out into like stone. Yeah, you can go there. It's a floor behind it.
Yes.
There is floor behind it.
It's actually, it's like Minecraft
yourself
where it's
in
not
bonus action
generated
hide.
yet.
There's just a mist.
Suddenly you just start falling through the floor. Bedrock all around.
I believe it's 22.
It's weirdly purple.
Okay, 22. I will log that away. That is your turn, Ori.
Sorry, 19.
19. Good to know. All right, Cheshire. What would you like to do? Then these creatures go, or this creature goes.
Making my way downtown.
Okay, easy enough. You cross 20 feet and you reach the lava. How are you bypassing that?
How?
You can either kind of walk around to the left, though you get the sense that that would probably hurt because it is so close to the lava, or you could walk around to the right and then climb the wall.
I'll do that.
Okay.
So it's 20. What's your move speed? 30?
Okay.
30, but using a whole action, I can go.
Okay, yeah.
for
So yeah, you just make your way up to the wall. You get your foot planted on the stone. On your next turn, you'll be climbing. Look to the left. Billy suddenly just becomes mist and appears on the edge, throws these eldritch blasts. But that is your turn, Cheshire?
Yep.
Alrighty, that brings us to this creature. From up above, suddenly it is struck twice by Billy. It is going to turn around. It still doesn't see res. And so it is going to move 15 feet closer, which does wedge it right into the little... And Billy, you get the sense that you could be taking 4 attacks right now, were it not for the fact that this creature were slow. And so it is instead only going to take 1. You see this single, darkened, shriveled humanoid hand that is blackened but somehow still has flesh wrapped around the bone, sewn onto this kind of tentacle that is a ogre arm. It is comically small, but it reaches out and you can see the single index finger goes to point straight at you. And can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Sure. Let's go look up all the modifiers. Okay. All right, that's a 19.
That's a 19. That is a success. That is a meets it, beats it. And as you Valis, from down below, you can hear slowed in giant. They say, "Funny finger time," and they reach forwards. And
I don't
Billy,
relay that to the group.
Bad touch, bad touch.
you take 34 points of necrotic damage, halved to 17.
Okay.
As you are able to overstand this finger, it is like desiccated, it is wrapped up, and as it touches you, it is like something old reaches out from beyond this sort of fabric of the reality that makes up the material plane and pulls at the very spirit within you, but you resist.
And Billy shoots back. I've seen worse things than you. And that's a dexterity saving throw, please.
That is gonna be not good. That is less than not good. How is a -3?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
a natural 1.
I love that so much. So that's going to be not enough. 2, 4,
You would think with
6,
so many arms.
9.
That's kind of the problem. Too many arms, not enough feet.
Too many suckers.
Yeah. There's no suckers, it's just arms. Suckers would be helpful.
Finding the spell word to see if I add my modifier. I do not. Cool. That's not a whole lot of damage. I'm rolling my damage rolls like shit. That's gonna be 9 points of fire damage.
But does the full amount, not resistant to fire damage.
That's good.
Anything else, Billy?
That was my reaction.
All right. Oh, yeah, that is your reaction. That is all that creature can do. That single action on its turn. At the end of its turn, it does try to make that saving throw. 15.
Failure.
And so, still slow, it pokes you with that hand, and then you hear in slow motion, as it doesn't seem to do nearly enough damage. But that is its turn. That brings us to Alina, followed by Minka.
fly 30 feet up, 35 feet up in the air. And then
You're not gonna let Minka outfly you.
oh no.
I was curious as to
Or
what
like-
it was.
Minka's like up in the air, and I'm like, all right, flying. That'll be helpful.
Bye, Mika.
You call that flying? Peace.
Yeah, it's more like advanced levitating.
Speed levitate.
Okay, so 35 feet up in the air, and then poppity pop.
Okay, make your attack rolls. You can see this creature is now wailing on Billy with the single hand, but the other one's winding up to hit.
All right, that's a 27
a hit.
and a 24.
That is also a hit.
Hooray. All right, that's gonna be 23 points of force damage and 4 bludgeoning.
How much force?
23.
Damn. And 4 bludgeoning. This creature looks rough. As those two streak into it, Billy, you are directly in front of it. You can see the ogre's head, this kind of dangling down like this, goes, oh, and then one after the other, 2 of the limbs behind that kind of support it are struck out from under it. One of the elbows just rips out, and the arm just goes scattering off the stone, and it kind of tumbles and catches itself. But the face looks even more confused now. And it's looking pretty rough. You can see elements between the arms that have been torn away. There are just fused together ribs that make this kind of cylinder of flesh and bone and sinew. But that is all that it can do. Alina. Minka. Oh, sorry. Alina.
I'm gonna tell Rez to, hey, while you're up there, help Billy.
All right. You hear Rez just go, I'm on it. That is your turn. That brings us to Minka and then Rez.
So,
You watch Alina right by you.
and so it's still not in a great spot.
Man, 20 feet is really not much, is it?
You see that Alina is currently just shy of 20 feet above you.
It's like, she's gonna try to go a little bit higher to see if she can get a better angle and actually see the dang thing.
Okay, you 20 feet up, and that does put you 40 feet in the air, which at the very least will give you half cover instead of 3/4.
Okay.
Like here.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty gross. I don't know how well she can judge how much damage is taken because it looks really grotesque to begin with.
It's lost all of its legs.
Okay, it looks real bad. So I think at this point, she's gonna go very no. So she still had stones from earlier, so she's gonna do magic stone to enchant them, and then use her action to huck one.
Okay, so like 75 feet away, you hear from Minka's demure voice, Kobe, come here. Make your attack roll. This is probably the longest magic stone I've ever seen thrown.
So Kobe is just like a kid that thinks
He's a wizard.
Natural 20.
Roll damage on
That's one.
I don't think that you can possibly kill it with this, but I wish.
9 points. Oh no, 8. That's 8. 13 points. 13 points of magical bludgeoning.
I wish. So close. As you throw this magical stone, you huck it, and you can see the 2 limbs ripped out. This creature still looks confused. You smile at it, Billy, and then this magical stone strikes, and in slow motion, you see the jaw just ripped off and away, and there's just this tongue kind of lolling out, and this creature is inches from death. The eyes shift from confusion to like this fear, and like it's not a good feeling that you have here, Billy, but that is anything else, Minka?
That was her movement, bonus action, and action.
Alrighty. This creature barely alive, but Rez, you can hear Rez just go, we got this, Alina. Uses the help action.
Helping.
Valis, what would you like to do?
Let's see. So I guess I will just move, face step, and attack it.
Okay, you phase step up. You see this
really is.
magical stone strikes into this creature. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Is that what I'm doing?
Very much so, but go on.
Everybody still
I'm
steals the
sorry.
skills.
How did I do this to you? Oh, I might not be stealing this kill with that attack. Let's see. So this is with advantage, and this is the first attack. This is a 13 to hit.
With the effect of slow, that is a meets it, beats it.
Wow.
So technically, Cheshire's helping steal the kill.
That is a 10 damage.
10 points of damage, Valis. Tell us how you steal Billy's kills.
Okay, so as Valis starts to move forward, he unsheaths his swords, and telltale signs of his face step come out. As leaves start to drop, he will face step, and lost in the fervor of combat, he will yell out, "I shall be the colors upon the canvas that captures the beauty of thy world," and then face step right through the monster and kill it.
Phenomenal. You phase step through, and somehow it's like you leave an element of your stored material as you become this kind of partially fey-like entity, and the sword itself streaks through, the tip just cuts across, and Billy, you watch, you deal this blow to this creature, it hits you, you deal more damage back, it is on its last legs, and then you watch as all of your allies fire projectiles from afar. They can't even see this creature. Valis throws like a javelin from below. Mika throws a stone from like where they can barely even see. And this creature is just pelted by tiny projectiles and ripped apart. And then Valis just fing, and from the other side, this creature just slides first for just a brief moment, like in half, and then just peels apart like a blooming onion because multiple limbs and joints and arms just slide into pieces. But this creature is dead.
They have blooming onions in Alberon.
They do.
I
And
mentioned that I'm going to kill you someday.
because it is 10, this is where we're going to end for the evening. But you have all successfully killed what Billy has named the Ugly Puss, both of them. And in front of you, there lay the tower. But Alina, behind you, with this creature now dead, with multiple battles that have raged, you hear the sound of drums. And these come from just behind you. And as you turn, you see on the ground there are fallen leaves. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.